So everybody, thanks for joining. You will hear a lot of rambling. So I got two guests here, and I will introduce you more than once, I guess. So please say hello, Mr. Easton, and tell us who
Hello,
you are.
everyone. So I'm Stephen Easton. I've been playing Guild Ball since the very first season, since it started. Competed in the first World Championships, playing in this one. Currently sitting around third, depending on strength of schedule. And I pretty much play every guild.
Nice. Dom, do you have a minute as well?
Yeah, sure. So, I wasn't. I played in the Worlds qualifier, but I was not good enough. So, hey, my name's Dom. I'm on the rules and steering and law committees for the Guild Ball Community Project. Prior to that, I worked for a little company called Steamforge Games, and I made a little thing called Guild Ball. So, like, I'm aware of it. In terms of the teams that I play a lot of farmers and I play a lot of shepherds at the moment. And I'm really excited to do more commentating. So, I did a bit of that for Steamforge as well.
So Dom, did I understand this correctly? You made the decision to shut down the game, correct?
It was all me.
It was all you.
It
Okay.
was me.
It was
And
all me.
oh
It was
fuck.
me, dude.
And
It was all me.
if you push, no, I'm not that powerful. But the peck buffs that are coming, they are all me. That is all me.
Just
All right.
the first minor spoilers. Peck gets 2 activations every turn.
Let's go. But seriously, we may actually have some Murata stuff later on in the stream. It isn't peck. So the game we have here today, we have Steve Cole of the steering committee, who will be playing Alchemists, against Christoph, who will be on Hunters.
Their chat is up, gentlemen, if you want to join it.
Excellent. Mute myself on Discord.
I should do this as well, right? Because otherwise I wouldn't understand what's going on.
Point.
So I was actually we're all very proud. We're all very proud of Steve today because he's learnt War Table as of about 2 hours ago, and they just grow up so fast. You know, they grow up so fast.
That's true. Also, he really loves it, as we've
In fact, we're basically, as of today, just like getting rid of Vassal entirely, and all future games of Guild Ball, in tournament or otherwise, need to be played on War Table.
Well, to be fair, any of Steve's future opponents, I should definitely recommend that.
That's a fast model.
Ooh, this one.
Ooh. So looks like, unless they're just testing the distances here for terrain, which
Yeah.
is another way of doing it. Steeljaw and Scather, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're all expecting Steeljaw, right? But I can predict the 6. I'm fairly confident in the 6.
So I think he's going to drop Theron. I think his other captain's Theron, so that's what he's going to drop into Alchemist.
So this is
Steve's
the first time I've ever played on War
Steve's
Table, so I apologise
got
for any
Midas and Smoke,
clicking errors.
I believe.
And just tell
So
me if something is.
playing the caster in this. Who doesn't know what's going on? Give us a short rundown. What's
So
different?
Hat ran me through it for an hour earlier, so at least I've had that.
Steeljaw and Theron. So what's the thought process there?
Do you want me to do it, or do you want Dom?
Oh, I mean, you were describing it far better when we were off when we were off stream. So I will bow to your expertise. I'm just a simple idiot that hits things with that.
So Steeljaw is a captain that really plays at range and tries to attrition the opponent down by using traps that put out bleed, snare, and weak point. Weak point means they lose an armor, combined with range damage from poison and bleed from the target. So effectively, it's forcing your opponent to come into you on where they're going to be slowed and easier to hit. If they don't come into you, they're going to lose from the damage. Theron's more of a control kind of player.
I'm definitely going down the other way, but that could be familiarity.
Control scorers, to apply some range damage where he can, and to really set up his activation so he can put a forest down to block line of sight, he can make their kick -2, he can make a player only come towards him.
I think movement is easier with threat.
And that's really useful in terms of trying to control the momentum of the game. It plays a bit more of an aggressive game. And I think in this version, where you've got these two teams, it's the better choice because Steeljaw doesn't have any condition removal. And if Steve plays Smoke, he can also play the range game, but he gets momentum and can play the better game of it. And therefore, he would actually win that kind of range damage game and force the Steeljaw player to come into him, which is what they don't really want to do. So that's why I think we'll be seeing Theron.
Game plan.
What might be a first, wouldn't it? So far, Christopher has always played the Steeljaw, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we've not seen Christoph play Theron yet, but I think that is what will happen. We'll see. Ultimately, I guess it is a question of which is the best captain, but also which one are you more familiar with. So if Christopher is more familiar with Steeljaw, he might just go with that because he knows what he's doing.
And like I think in the particular online meta, we obviously won't go too much into details because I'm trying to remain positive. But Steeljaw is like she is the meta at the moment. Like the meta is Steeljaw, I think.
I think Steeljaw's got some bad matchups. Alchemist being one of them. And I know that when I spoke to Johnny, who's currently won all of his games, that was the reason he took Smoke, to play into the boogeyman, as you say. But yeah, some teams certainly do struggle into Steeljaw.
So actually, there's one thing that's very important for everybody to see. The game log tells if somebody watches the cards.
So jumping about, I think.
So
I'm not sure what's going on with
going
this.
to show us all cards now. Take
Yeah, I
a
guess.
quick look.
Yeah, maybe it's more.
Discard that. Okay.
Yes, I have one more.
So what do you guys think about the card distribution? Steve got 7s on both sides, but he also got the play to the crowd, which is a 6.
So Steve's really looking for the either clear conditions for free, and probably he wants the +2 HP. They're the two cards, to be honest, that both teams probably want.
What's up?
I just think I could screenshot the cards and send to
the other one we'll maybe look at is Put Me Back In. Coach is quite a good card for them both.
That'll give them something to speculate about.
All right.
Beyond that, I don't think the rest really matters. So a lot of the conditions ignore Tough Hide, so it's not a big deal for that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've screenshot and saved the game plan, so we don't have to go.
Oh, excellent
if I
idea.
want to bring it up.
Strong start.
Very nice.
Okay.
Would it be worth just changing on the stream, like the title to Steve Cole Alchemists? And
Yeah. Give me a second to figure out where to
Which
do
captains
that.
do you have?
Title. Yes.
Okay, I've got Smoke, Midas, and Blast.
interesting there. Christoph saying that he's got Scather as his other captain, not Theron.
Oh, I thought it would be. Let's have a look.
I'll type in the chat. Yeah.
I mean, at least from me as the uncultured one, like I think Scather as a second pick is also fairly solid because although Steeljaw and Theron are slightly different in terms of how they do their game plan, it's still a slightly different game plan. Whereas Scather also allows you to go for
3, 2, 1,
goals if you want to, and they're picking.
Ooh, I wondered if you'd do that.
Oh, Steve said he wondered if he'd do that.
Oh, I was really umming and ahhing about Naja as well.
Yeah, I think Naja is probably.
Did I miss something?
Oh, Naja's great in that lineup.
They have picked. Looks like they've picked captain and mascots, and we're just waiting for them to
Naja's super.
for them to put them on the pitch. Steve sounded surprised though. Scather. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we think about that, gentlemen? Scather.
I like Scather. I was playing Hunters, and I've played nearly all my games with Scather. I think it's actually pretty good into Alchemists. It allows you to play from range, it allows you to score goals and to, actually outposition your opponent. It's quite a tough game, but I mean, Steve's definitely got the experience to play into it with Smoke. So let's see. So we've got the standard Smoke, Flask, and VCAP by the looks of it so far.
So
They're just replicating like rabbits at the moment.
yeah, I'm going to see J-Car Edge play today.
I think you can't. So if you're playing Scather, I normally play Vet Hern, or I play the Bear. You want 1 2-inch melee model, especially against a team that's got unpredictable movement. I think you have Vet Minx in there as well. And probably expect them, and then I expect them a target as well.
I'll go with the fun one. I go with Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, so very football build. So
Which side do you
everyone's
want?
picked now, so we can review those. So we have Scather, Snow, Matagi, Edge, the Bear, and Vet Minx for the Hunters. And on Alchemist, we have Smoke, Flask, Mercury, Vet Cat, Compound, and one I've not seen in a while. That's Calculus as well. I do not hate
No.
the pick.
So Steve's gone for a gun line with compounds, a kind of defensive build in there as well. And that makes sense playing into Scather. Obviously, Scather wants to come in to score goals, so you've got to get around the counter charge. And we're looking from Scather. It's, again, a fairly standard team. The only one I'm a bit surprised at is Edge.
Nice, like it.
Edge is really good in terms of speed, and with Theron you get the teleport, but here with no forest, that's a bit of a surprise pick. I guess you're looking at maybe the close control to then try and outfight, or it's to maybe try and spam some snare.
I guess my concern of Edge into Alchemist, although I guess this goes for a number of the Hunters, but like Edge probably just like if conditions stick on her, she's gonna die. Like
Yeah.
it's so flimsy.
Have they done roll off a kick yet? So Steve picked first, right? So he's receiving, right?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. If that is the case.
I got so much tech to do, so I'll just let you guys ramble along.
So I mean, I'm expecting a kick here, probably from Matagi, simply because you've got a ranged tackle, which is really relevant. And you know, I expect the kick to be somewhere in the centre, just finishing over the other side of that box or finishing cover of the box if they pick bottom. And I guess, you know, we're looking at something like maybe a last turn slingshot for the Bear to go in and wreck somebody. So Steve's got to play quite defensive and look to obviously move the ball around but not leave anyone exposed. And I expect we'll see Compound kind of come within 4 inches of goal and look for that counter charge bubble to go up.
Yeah, I think that this turn one is obviously the person being on the receive is going to want to set up all their stuff. It's going to be kind of like an elastic band that you kind of pull in two directions, waiting for it to snap. One end is the Bear and like the sheer threat projection you can get on that because you've got snowballs, you've got the fast ground, and on the other end it's going to be like, right, can Compound basically nullify or kind of like weaken that Bear impact as much as possible. The Matagi kickoff, I really like that, just kind of like pluck, particularly because given the
it's an interesting one, eh?
Oh
yeah, that's a really interesting one. Like I don't understand that. Minx is fast, but ultimately Minx has not got a great tackle, hasn't got a great kick, and you know you haven't got much kickoff pressure. So like, you know, with Matagi you're looking at retrieving the ball if they don't recover it, or if they do recover it, you know, in a bad place. That's a bit of a weird one.
I mean, I've seen it before, but it's when people do it into my teams with vet minks. Now that makes a lot of sense because, you know, like my teams, my chefs and my farmers, not great at holding the ball, so kicking off with vet minks, totally valid, totally valid. Whereas like, you know, ALCH historically pretty good, you know, pretty good with the ball. I guess if I was to maybe kind of see if there was a reason as to why Vet Minx was maybe the kickoff here, maybe it's an attempt to provide multiple kickoff threats. So maybe like he's looking at things like the snowball and the fast ground to go, well, I get Minx up and then I also get other things up as well. But in this matchup, I'd be all about either trying to maximize the potential goal run or maximizing what the Bear can actually go into. But
yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I think, you know, Matagi kicking, and then you're leveraging that kicking threat as well as the Bear later in the turn. So I'm guessing that, you know, we're looking here and Steve's spreading quite wide, which is what you'd expect, to try and retrieve the ball wherever Minx might kick it. I expect the ball probably to go to the left, simply because it's harder to kick to the right with that barrel in the middle. So Steve's actually really sensibly put Mercury there because obviously Mercury's 2-inch aura of fire would slow down anyone trying to come into tackle for like in person. So that's actually quite smart. Let's see where he finishes up.
2-6, 2-8.
I guess kind of maybe the other reason maybe why he's kicked off with Minx is like I said, simply unfamiliarity. Like all the games I've seen with Wedding, he has played Christoffer, he played Scather the vast majority of the Steeljaw the vast majority of the time.
That's right, and Steeljaw wants to receive ideally, because obviously using that ball then to control the momentum and also be in a position to use it to dodge players back after they've dropped their traps. So it's a bit of a different territory.
So before the kickoff starts, one question. Why not kick to the middle? Because there are not that many fast models, so you force smoke to come up instead, or compound at this point.
So potentially, but ultimately, so if he kicks and it hits that obstacle, it'll stop. And I think at that point you'll just see Flask go and get the ball. Or even compound. I mean, there's no problem for Steve to activate compound early and just run up, get the ball, drop it on somebody, and then come back into counter charge range. At which point, Minx coming in has to engage compound as well, or else take the counter charge. And compound's got to push really low down, so potentially disengage. And Minx can't actually engage within 1 inch of smoke, or you trigger unpredictable. So I mean, you might get a kick, but
oh wow, it's just
that's just going to go to calculus, like all the robots.
Yeah, like let's see where it goes. But it's a bit of a weird one at the moment.
Chewy891 in the chat saying, "Let's go Hunters." Let us know on the chat on Twitch stream which one you're backing, be it Steve with the Alchemist or.
Is he seriously kicking into his own half?
Interesting.
I think I wouldn't necessarily say that was all. Yeah, that's pretty close, isn't it? So I don't know if he's aware, but the ball has to fully go over the line, or else it would be a foul kick.
As soon as it grazes, yeah, that's correct.
So I'm gonna zoom in on this hard.
Yeah, because at the moment, if they land where they are, that would be a foul kick.
Is he going with it?
He is
going with it.
Let's see what happens.
He spotted it.
Okay, 1 to the 4. He gets the perfect scatter.
Cool.
That's nice.
Okay.
That's
that
a
is
big
pretty
feature
nice.
that I like about Watertable. You just click onto the scatter template and it puts the ball exactly where it should go.
Dom, can you post up the link to the Twitch in Discord for us, please?
It's the Twitch in the Discord, most certainly.
Thank you very much. So that is actually an ideal kick from Minx there. So as you can see, Steve's probably looking at Flask getting in there. So Flask 6.7 away, so Flask could potentially get it.
Yep.
So Steve really wants to hold the smoke activation till near the end of the turn, simply because he wants to maximise the conditions and the momentum he's going to get from that with Watch the World burn. So I expect we kind of see ball recovery first. He'll try and put it somewhere safe. We then might see a couple of nothing activations, or compound moving into position for the counter charge, and then a couple of AOEs going down, and then looking for smoke somewhere in. That's the ideal kind of activations for Steve.
But then, like, beyond just kind of like throwing some threats up, I am unsure. I would love to have seen a different kickoff model, because I'm just not like, as long as Steve plays it safe, I don't really see how Minx is kind of both ripping the ball off, getting through the counter charge, getting through compound resilience, and then also getting a goal. But
the other thing is where that box is as well, it kind of limits the charge angle. So actually, where as an example, Vetcat is like, there is no physical charge angle for Minx to get there, because you have to charge in a straight line. So it would be it's a really weird kind of choice.
And the Alchemist in this case will not mind just standing back and just kind of gunlining you bits.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, okay, I'll do
So what we're seeing is Mascot getting the ball, and then a lot of shuffling, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what we'll see for turn 1. I think Steve's not allocated any to Vetcat. By the looks of it, and I understand that he's not expecting a player to come in that he's going to be able to hit. So that kind of makes sense. So what we've got here is we've got 2 on Calculus looking for an AOE, 3 on, and I expect we'll see a Beaker Keeper go out early onto Calculus as well. We've then got 3 onto Mercury for an AOE as well, and probably a run. I'm expecting 1 maybe for the pass, or for +1 dice, +1 influence to kick from compound. And then looks like Smoke's got the full stack.
Yes, she got 6. Also, we're seeing 4 on Edge, 4 on Minx, and 4 on Skatha so far.
So this is again some weird choices here. So Matagi's only got a short range. There's the big keeper from Steve on calculus.
Yeah, and then he'll basically sprint.
So I don't understand the 4 unless he on scatter unless he's looking for the blessing to get the extra dodge. So he's looking for snowball, pass, and then a couple of blessings maybe. I think he's probably going to be out of range. I'm surprised there's not more on the bear. So it looks like Christoffer's trying to maybe slingshot edge in at this point.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh nice.
Then it will add it up.
Yeah, cool. And he will just finish. Is that in cover? Is that in cover? Oh, it's in cover, yeah.
There, I think.
Yeah.
There's not.
Yeah, he's seeking to stay in cover, which is absolutely smart.
Cool. Okay, so
Yeah.
you
Now pass the
will
ball
sprint
back.
to there. Snapping the ball. I'll remove those flasks.
So Flask's what 3-2 defense, so goes to 3-3 effectively.
To calculus.
And that's a good pass.
Calculus. I like this.
Yeah.
Flask is a 1 dice kick. It's going to be sweet. This is a great way to start.
1 die kick.
Isn't it?
Like that confidence, Steve.
Target number is 4. 1 dice.
And he misses!
Cool.
To be fair, Steve doesn't really care about this. It's like as long as the ball goes past calculus, he's okay.
All right. Okay.
Goes
It's
6 inches to the 3.
To be fair, it's actually better if it doesn't have the ball on calculus because it can't be tackled. And Minx isn't realistically going to be able to dodge into it once it's gone past. And even if Minx does, it'll be out of goal threat range.
I look about right to you.
Yeah, we can do it.
Players just seeing if the kick template looks all right.
Yeah.
Both agreed on.
That looks really good.
Excellent. Scatter. Cool. So the ball lands there.
So
and 1 inch to the 5.
So to the ball path, it'll still land on calculus.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, you always
If it's gone 1 inch, it'd have to.
Yeah. Oh well. Over to you.
Yeah, that's true. Math.
Look, just leaving it there. I mean, 6 of 1, half dozen of another. It's still fairly safe there.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, looking at this, the ball's 14 inches from Minx, so that's a long way to go. Minx has got movement 9. That's quite a lot of dodges to try and go in there. And even if Minx goes in, then at what point, what's she going to do?
And we got a very important comment right there. Hunters like Ulfa. That's true. This is the case for Ulfa.
So I expect, let's have a look what, I don't expect any kind of exciting activations early on from Wedding here. It'll be probably a nothing one.
Yeah, particularly given his influence allocation, it's all very stacked on 1 or 2 key models, which is fairly typical for your kickoff, really. It's going with Skather.
Yeah, he has to move stuff.
Yeah, but I don't understand the point of moving it this early. If you're moving stuff this early, you're really telegraphing to your opponent where stuff can go. Like you want to do it once they've moved stuff so it's out. Okay, so it looks like we're going for trying to get Minx into a position to maybe do something.
But like it's like you said, it's kind of like it's telegraphing. It's kind of like often your most powerful piece, the captain, like used this early on, just to kind of make a model that arguably probably wasn't the best kickoff option, maybe serviceable.
Well,
maybe.
There is a play coming up. He's now putting down the fast ground. He will have a snowball and pass it to Edge. Edge will take the 4-inch dodge, start within the fast ground, then teleport forward. So you're basically moving Edge to the middle line without any effort.
Go there.
Sure, and I guess his thought process is kind of like given the benefit of the doubt, is using Skater as almost like
support captain.
Yeah, exactly. Support captain. You'll set your second goal scorer, and like Easton, you've had a lot of success using her as a support captain, from what I understand.
That's right. Yeah, but normally it's kind of where you're positioning something to threaten the ball, and then you're looking to put the bear in as well. Obviously, as your most powerful kind of attacking piece. So the issue is that Edge's is tack 4, if I recall.
Edge is attack 4, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and doesn't have anatomical naturally.
Nope.
So normally, if you're doing this, I'd expect to see, you know,
the extra dodges.
the Snow putting anatomical onto Edge or something like that, maybe. And with only 1 momentum from,
double dodge.
you know, he could do the blessing from Minx onto Snow to give it out, but it seems a waste.
So it looks like Skater's turn now was put down the fast ground, pass a snowball to Edge to move her up, and then blessings on both Minx and Edge.
Yes,
Yeah, so the blessing on Minx makes sense to give extra dodges.
Yes, but it's Moon Goddess blessing, and
we have to be. Like
oh, it's Moon Goddess blessing on both of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else would it be? Because Sunfather only Minx says. Sorry, I'm stupid.
Kind of a question.
Dom, I dropped you a quick question on Discord, by the way.
I will have a look. See.
So interestingly here, Flask doesn't have much of a relevant counter on a parting blow. Just a little bit of damage, which isn't going to matter to Minx should Minx want to charge past.
Undo.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Steve put an AoE on the edge of that fast ground, or ideally even on top of it. Quite a smart play.
Okay. Widgets.
Just for everybody who watched the stream, I tried to change audio settings a little bit, so we should all be more equally loud now.
Yeah, I just realised that.
I hope so.
I'm just realising that. Okay.
Yeah.
So Steve here is probably not going to try and hit Minx simply because obviously Minx could then clear and ignore the fire. Whereas if you pick up fire as you move, you can't clear as part of your activation, you know, during the movement. So it's to really look to stop that charge coming through or limit the range.
Oh, hang on, that's only 3.8 inches, it says.
Yeah, pretty standard smoke stuff here. Just kind of like make your position as nice and as safe as possible. Where I'm not passing the ball around once you kind of nullify their kickoff a little bit.
No, it's base to base is 3.8, so it's.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Yes, that is fine. Okay, cool. Oh, so this one could be back a little bit though. So let's just move him.
Yeah.
So he's like there. And delete that Mercury.
The imposter Mercury has gone.
Over to you.
Mercury's been ejected.
I think maybe I would have liked to have seen that AoE a little bit to the left to cover the front of that fast ground as well for when Edge kind of teleports in to limit the range. But looks like Wedding's considering the charge through it anyway. So that'd be the total move from the fast ground being counteracted by the fire. Looks like maybe a charge onto Flask.
Would have to be.
Yeah, that blessing of the Moon Goddess doing some absolute work here.
Yeah, is that a double dodge? Isn't it? It's a non-momentous double dodge. Yeah. So, what's the distance here at this point? So, should the charge succeed, it's 3.6 from calculus. So, it would allow potentially 3 inches of dodge, I'm assuming, and a momentum to get into calculus. Then you'd have a chance to tackle. So tack 5 needing 3 successes. I'm guessing a bonus time we'd be looking for there.
But the ball's not on calculus.
I know.
Ooh, maybe that was Steve's plan all along. So kind of like turning Minx into the kind of this pseudo 2-inch melee zone striker, but just putting the ball over to the other side. So like you've got that little additional distance to dodge. Maybe you just leave it there now. You know.
Yeah, I think so. Like bring it into the. I mean, he could bring it in the middle, but I wouldn't expect that until. Like if Minx goes now, like I think coming into the middle is actually pretty good, especially when he can put the ball on smoke and then Edge can't get it.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing really just Snow positioning for the aura. Should any of them take damage?
Vet Cat will go. He will.
We have a Vet Cat's activation. Just
yes.
Both players, playing for space here. Atagi moving up.
And I expect we'll see the bear in a second reposition from Wedding off the fast ground into a threatening position. So I wouldn't be surprised if. So Steve has a bit more of a choice now. So if he does compound, he has to think about the positioning because smoke's blocking a charge lane. So whether he does compound now, or he possibly puts the ball onto compound, which is quite nice with the glut mass or resilience.
Yeah, sure.
So 4 dice.
A little bit of a shot going onto the robot, you'd have to imagine.
So it's a Dodge Harrier.
Yeah.
Dodge Harry going onto the robot.
Did he manage to hit it? I didn't see the dice.
Yeah, he managed to hit it. He got like
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes on full attack, which is pretty good.
Coward, right? So
I don't think Steve would be too disappointed if the robot dies turn 1. I mean, it puts out some damage and fire if it does die in a 3-inch AoE or 3-inch range or something. So yeah, I guess Minx could kill it, but
if anything, I think that's actually just playing into the Alchemist plans, because at that point you've got more conditions on the enemy, which is exactly what they want, really.
Yeah, and Smoke. I mean, Smoke was for Steve the ideal model to recover the ball because you don't mind. It's the least valuable model to give up on his team.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then momentum.
Hunter's up to 2 momentum here.
So yeah, now's the interesting choice for Steve. Is it going to be calculus or compound?
Yeah, cool.
I think he wants to do calculus dead last. Don't you agree?
It depends where Minx activates.
Because
obviously, once calculus activates, the ball can potentially be back in play unless he literally leaves it there.
12. Okay, so it's compound isn't in edge there. That's kind of good.
Essentially, what Steve has done, he has killed the guild ball in this instance.
Yeah, he has the place. Yeah. So you could place yourself for the forward. That is true.
You mean the mob football game?
I mean, one thing that'd be interesting here is I don't know if Wedding's aware that the AoE around the 2-inch around Mercury is going to be fire.
Yeah.
So if he tries to charge within that range, he's going to get slowed down. So hopefully both players will remember that.
We can always come in, but they're both good players. I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, so as you can see, he's looking to move around here, I think, to kind of...
Just sort of stay where he is, really.
See, after all of that, Steve's saying he may just stay where he is.
Yeah. He's in trouble.
Yeah, he states that Flask is in trouble.
Well, if you're hitting Flask.
I mean, it's Flask.
Yeah, I'm okay with you hitting. But
yeah.
You're gonna hit any of my models.
Does anyone have an eye for that? Can Minx walk around the fire and still get to Flask?
Yeah, Minx has got a 9-inch walk, so she's got 11-inch walking threat at that point. Tack 5 on a... So Minx has got Momentous 2, goes to Momentous 3 on 2 successes. Could potentially quite easily kill Flask. I wouldn't be surprised though if he was going to go for the Flask kill to see Edge put Snared out first to make it really reliable. But it does seem kind of a lot of a waste of influence just to get 1 point.
Particularly when then you have Smoke, who can probably just come up and gas bomb the whole Hunters at that point. She'll be so grouped up.
Yeah.
Compounds in that second position.
Yeah.
I think he has really played himself into a bit of a corner there with his Hunters, because Edge housing 4 influence won't do much besides setting up 4 Flask kills.
I think, if he can get the snared onto Vet Cat, he can use Vet Cat as a bouncing ball to get into other positions. So he could kind of hit Vet Cat, then pop resilience on compound with the ranged attack, and potentially dodge into someone else so Vet Cat counters irrelevant. Because he's likely to wrap. So there is some play there, but it's really setting up for turn 2. So I'm interested to see what he's going to try and achieve with it in turn 1. So there's foul loader going out from Steve to make it really hard for the Hunters player to score if they do get the ball, requiring 2 influence.
So again, the long charge.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. It's just measuring it up.
So once compound's gone there, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the counter charge is blocked by Smoke.
And then?
So Wedding's looking at the range to the goal. It looks to be too far. Okay, so that's exactly 6 at that point. So, mate, is the ball actually on calculus or not?
Ball's not on calculus.
Okay, so maybe he's forgotten this.
I wonder if he spotted that.
We are not going to intervene on that.
Oh, no, definitely not. It's all part of the fun.
If the ball's not on calculus, this is, I think, a grave error.
Yeah, you're pissing away one of your strongest models.
Like, you're going to pick up fire, and you're going to pick up poison when you enter 2 inches of calculus. So you're going to have to spend to clear at the end of the turn anyway, and then you're just going to expect smoke to come in and put some damage into you. Start of the turn, that catch is going to annihilate. I mean, I wouldn't, if it does end up there and the ball's left, I wouldn't be surprised if he then moves calculus, looks to drop the ball or kick the ball to somebody else, and then look for some crowd outs.
All right, that's fine.
Steve's saying that movement is fine, and I'm inclined to agree.
This is going to be horrible. Let's see. I'm going to put Christoffer on a much higher volume so we can understand what he's saying for now. There's the think tank. How much time have you spent on Christoffer?
I've got a clock going. I didn't start it immediately, but he's currently about 8 minutes or so in, while Steve is on 5.
And ideally, turn 1, you really want it to be a quick turn. And obviously, you've seen from Steve's play, he's not had to do much. It's been relatively straightforward. Whereas the influence allocation from Christoffer here has been a little bit unusual for what I'd expect. So I think it looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, like Christoph's basically just made a lot of kind of like ruts of his own, lots of ruts of his own making. Really, I think.
The 9-inch charge.
Well,
let's go for it.
Let's
so he's going for it.
So
yeah,
will charge Flask.
Flask will obviously do nothing.
Yeah, of course.
So at this point, Steve's still got no momentum, so he's just taking it.
There.
I mean, Steve must be happy with what's going on here.
5
I think so, yeah.
Fire.
And she is indeed.
So that is 5 8 dice.
8 dice on a 3-2.
6 successes.
Yeah.
So 8
Goes down to 4.
So 6 down to 4, yes. So that is the double dodge.
So it's a triple dodge by looks of it.
Quadruple dodge.
Yep. Okay, that was momentous.
It's exactly the same kick, exactly the same everything. Further.
Thing is here though, like if that ball is actually on the floor, he needs to get to the ball, and then actually be able to kick it at the goal, which given that Minx has a 3-6 kick. I'm unsure.
Why not?
I mean, ultimately, it would be a 1 dice kick up to 2 with a player in the wear engaged.
You don't actually have the ball.
Oh, he's now just remembered he doesn't have the ball.
I agree like that
Oh, there we go. Safety.
Yeah, 4-inch dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, should maybe have actually.
Could have asked that at any point as well. It's open information.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And Steve just did say earlier, I'll just leave it
there.
He's amused with himself.
So.
He has to go for the full fold to get as close as possible to that ball.
Yeah, I think you can dodge and pick it up and then maybe kick it to space, but the problem is there's no one on that right flank to pick it up.
So she gets poisoned?
Yeah.
So just like to address a quick comment made by a military coup
Great
in the
start.
Twitch chat.
So,
A little bit of a dick move not to
right,
point that out
she
earlier.
will
To be
hit
honest, I'm like, well,
Kakus.
like maybe, but again, these are both kind of like top end
Yeah,
players, some of the best players in
so
the world,
she
and
is,
it is open
5
information.
down.
You know, it is entirely open information.
2
So
hits.
I mean, ultimately, Steve
dodge.
never said that he collected the ball. He said, "I'll leave it there." So he didn't
So
pick it
he
up
will go to
onto
the ball,
Kapus.
which
So that's
is
just an assumption from his opponent. He never stated anything. You know, he never said that he picked it up. He said it was on the floor.
there.
So
Just
that was a
there for
dodge from
sure.
Minx by looks of it, another momentum.
Yes. Yes.
Ball. Then
That's fine. That's good movement.
1.
the
Yep.
not that we're playing this game on clock, but I have ongoing at the moment. Like Christoph's not the clock lead anyway, but like 10 minutes down on Steve at the moment. 10 whole minutes.
So we're expecting. Obviously, he's got the ball here, well out of goal range. I expect it to kind of be kicked to space, maybe trying to set up that edge recovery.
I should go there.
The issue now is that
That's
if that happens, I expect to see
momentum. She
Smoke
will
go.
take the ball.
Smoke to go and collect the ball, kick it
She
back, and
is
put conditions on the whole team.
1 inch. She will use that to
Yeah.
kick.
She would then one of.
No, outside
Kapus?
1.
Oh, you're outside of 1. Yeah, fine.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah, cool.
That's only a 6 in.
Yeah,
she
3-6
will
kick. So he's got to really hope for an accurate kick and a good
there.
scatter here.
Ball,
6-inch kick, isn't it?
ball
Yeah.
scatters back to
Yeah.
Flask.
There is that possibility.
Exactly. So scatter.
I mean, to be fair, from Steve's point of view, as long as he doesn't go into the hunter's mess, he's fine. You know, he's not bothered.
6 to the
Ooh.
4.
She does it to herself,
Mhm.
obviously.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
That's a lucky kick.
So that's the ball. Oh,
So
ball's
big
over here.
scatter.
Okay.
Big scatter.
And she'll place a trap.
Yeah.
Trap literally from left field.
Yeah. So at this point, actually, he can score. So Edge has obviously got a goal runner there. He can't pick the ball up with a place, though, so hopefully he remembers that.
She's done.
Which does, but obviously he can place within one, and then as soon as the move starts, pick it up. So that kick scatter was very lucky.
No, she will actually.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see Smoke though have to go and recover it.
Because it also allows Edge now to place at the maximum, distance towards the towards the goal,
Mercury's gone for a
and almost moved the model there, and avoid the fire blast.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and at this point, he can go in to engage compound. He doesn't, and he's still got the dice to kick, and he doesn't really care. He's got enough momentum.
Yeah, all the conditions he got from around.
Clearing the poison from Vet Minx.
Yeah.
So, over to me.
Yep.
Lovely. Well, that's a goal if you want it.
Steve Sinner's goal if you want it.
Yeah, so I think obviously, Flask's not going to die this turn by the looks of it. So he's looking obviously now at the smoke cloud to then place and then use the fast ground to sprint. I expect to come back, and if I was him, I'd probably look to pass the ball into compound, just simply because he can block the charge lane, and the 2 attacks would he'd have to charge. The first attack would be ignored, or would have to try and get around someone.
And even then, you have the horrific odor up as well, so it
Exactly.
puts even more resources into it.
Yeah, so even if he gets a tackle, he then can't shoot.
So, do you guys think we're going to see a goal this turn?
I think Steve has to remember. He has to remember he can't pick the ball up when he places, and hopefully he remembers that.
Yeah, that is something we might want to come in on if it happens.
That's kind of funny.
As long as he takes the walk, or some type of advance.
6. You've got the bear, and you've got
Edge.
Yeah. So I can do that, and then you kill Smoke next turn, which I don't love. That doesn't feel great. So she could come to be within 3 inches. That would be fun.
if smoke ends up there, it's almost an F for respect worthy, isn't it? Staring down the whole team.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Edge is not that bothered because Edge can't get in unless or Edge could place in, I guess. So as long as he's on that fast ground, Edge could actually get into smoke and put snared out.
Oh no, I'm not doing. Size is 8. That's pretty good.
Steve in the tank here trying to think of what to do. So it's quite a big decision to commit smoke into the team this turn.
Just shove them off the fast ground.
Yeah.
That would be good, but I don't think that's achievable. So the optimum position.
I think it doesn't matter much for Edge if she's on the fast ground or not.
Like to get snow
it's just for the place that he's talking about, obviously avoiding the place. If he pushes Edge off, then Edge has to advance to place, which then really uses the movement up, so it kind of limits where they go.
Alright, let's move that in church. Okay, let's make another smoke.
Okay, so it looks like Steve's going to try and maybe place and then run away using the fast ground, picking the ball up.
Place yourself in base with any piece of terrain, which is really annoying.
So Steve's trying to consider where Edge might end up placing for the tackle.
Undo. Right. Sorry, this is unfamiliarity with the...
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Totally. If you want to say what you want to measure, I can.
Just trying to work out, so that's 8 inches of sprint for smoke.
And stays in cover.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the cover he's worried about. Like, I think actually, if it was me, I would just run back towards compound and then drop, past the wall of compound.
Yeah, so, okay, so she throws down a smoke bomb. She places herself into it.
Can we ask, I mean, the smoke bomb is 4 inches, right?
Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, that or is wrong. Hang
on. Big thing here. Thought it looked odd. So it looks like Steve was measuring the range for the smoke cloud place a little bit too far. Is only 4 inches.
I think that's just unfamiliarity using the system.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah.
So things are different at that point.
I still think he does the same thing. It's just where he ends up. So I mean, so far, smoke would place there, run, pick the ball up, which is.
So while Steve is still in the tank, that goes to you, Dom, as a question, and to the chat as a question as well. What kind of spoiler would you like to see once we get a minute to do that? What do we have prepared, Dom?
What do we have prepared? Shall I tell them what we have prepared?
No, not the names, but the options.
The options. Okay. Well, I mean, I'd actually put that to the people in the actual chat themselves. What would you guys like to see? We obviously put the spoiler out like a week or so back with some cryptic clues as to what is in the errata. Some people's guesses have been quite spot on, to the point where we've had to send the snipers out, the Guild Community Project snipers. In terms of what I would like to see, I mean, the peck buffs obviously is what I want.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we have an engineer's vote.
Okay, we can let.
Do we have engineers?
For Locust, yeah, we're buffing Locust, right?
That was
I'm not sure.
engineers. So I can give you a short run on what the options basically are. One of them is errata spoilers. Second is the last artwork for the last remaining Lamplighter, who has not been seen yet. And the last is another minor guild's team logo.
Let's not do that. Let's delete all these smokes.
Oh, yeah. So what do we want, guys? Do we want errata? Do we want last Lamplighter art? Or do you want the logo for the next minor guild, I guess?
Yeah.
And I know all of these, and they're all great. So I genuinely don't know. If I had to pick, I know what the logo is. I would say it's the logo, but that's because I really, 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 really like the logo.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
Okay, so Steve completely changing what he's doing now. He's I think he's just going to let Edge come into him.
I'm gonna put it.
I think he's going to try and get some momentum and win the turn that way, and sacrifice the goal.
So 2 dice needing a 4.
I don't think
you
it's
get
too
this
bad 'cause at that
-1
point,
for
you know,
AoE
like
if
you haven't got the ball.
I don't know how
You've
that
got
works.
Minx there.
Still
There's
target
one kill. You have
swings.
Edge there, another kill. So hopefully, as long as you can kind of keep little things, you've got a real solid 4 points there to kind of like back up the fact that you just sank the goal on you.
Then I get to get mixed. So, but I think I want that trap gone for next turn.
So Steve obviously looking to get rid of the traps so that vet cat can come in.
Blind at you. What's okay?
He missed the so because it's a AoE, it's not
This is the
targetable,
trap.
and he's engaged. He only came down to 1 dice for
So
throwing it at Minx. So he's picking up the trap, and I expect to see a push or a hit maybe.
In terms of spoilers in the chat, it looks like it's all logo so far. I mean, this is just me speaking of the logo, though, guys. Like I said, if you want to see anything else, like it's all amazing.
Yeah.
But 3 votes for logo so
No
far.
successes. 2 successes. I will take. So it's 1 success. I'll take a momentous dodge.
Yeah.
Steve just wanting the momentum on the board now, I think.
Gives me a point of momentum, which at least lets me do some stuff. That's that. Over to you.
Right.
Oh, that was just calculus, I think, going in.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think he's going to try and drop the ball at this point onto Edge.
Is the bear goal on? Is the bear goal on?
No.
I think not.
I mean, it makes sense what he's doing so far in terms of positioning the bear threatening for next turn off the fast ground. And this is Welling obviously looking to what Smoke can do. Because Smoke could certainly charge and push the bear into an annoying position. I mean, potentially even get the bear on fire.
And of course, you know, like as far as things go, Alchemist can not too concerned about the tough hide on the bear either. Yeah.
Obviously, all the Smoke's damage is conditional, so just eats right through it. And with the bear being such low defense, it's really hits it. It's really easy to hit that damage. So you'd expect to see quite a lot of condition damage ticking over in the next couple of turns. So ideally, Smoke here wants to try and go near to last and put as many conditions out as possible to take them all really low. Look to go first, or an early activation to get a couple of models dead with an early legendary.
So goal is that she's outside. It's called place, and then Smoke.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it would be 10 per game possibly.
Yeah.
Just looking at the bear, just moving the ball around.
She takes the ball and gives it to Edge.
There we go.
Ball go on to Edge.
So this actually, I don't think he's realised now at this point he could move Smoke and then place, which is very different to what Christoffer's measured out.
Let's see if that comes back to bite him.
What are my options? I could come round this way. Put some damage over, some conditions out. Edge can probably score and get snared on a bunch of models, which would be very annoying. But there's not a lot I can do about that now. So the other option for Smoke, she goes over there.
So Steve's obviously looking at his options. I'm surprised he's not looking at the potential goal run. Excuse me. So Smoke could run 6, place a cloud, but within 4, so 7. So effectively a 13-inch threat range at this point. Plus the 1-inch melee to try and get the ball off of Edge. I'm not sure if he could get the other side.
Yeah, okay, so fine.
On the place.
Orders to get some actual stuff done. She'll place a smoke bomb, she'll teleport to there, she'll attack.
Smoke bomb and then teleport and place.
Cool, so
hasn't used movement yet.
And your 4-1 here.
Yeah.
So I expect he's hoping to hit a push. There we go.
Successes. I will take a momentous push. And I will
Momentous
use
push,
very
picking up the
slightly
poison.
just to be out of cover.
Yeah.
Out of the AOE.
Or
sorry.
not cover. Maybe.
Right.
And then
Momentum.
you can push me back in. And
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so looking to push back in and pick up the
Okay,
poison.
So
Yeah.
third influence.
Smart.
6 dice.
Oh, sorry, what did I miss? I was
Successes.
preparing the
So
first
Steve-
spoiler.
Steve's
Push, and I will
smoked
push.
and jumped.
No, it's still 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2 because your armor.
Push, got in the push out of smoke, out of the AOE, now back in. So now pick up the poison.
Poison you, so that is.
And now I expect we might see a 2-cost play to do 3 damage.
Okay. Spent 3. You need one for the gold.
To be fair though, he could spend 1 to put fire out as well, but let's see.
2 successes, momentous push. Oh no, that's 1 damage.
I know.
Armor. Yeah.
Just the 1 damage going through there.
Yeah, I'll spot 1 more.
Okay, another attack coming in.
Momentous push. Put you into base with both of them.
Yep.
Spend the last one to set you on fire.
And there goes the on fire. So 3-4 damage
Watch the world burn.
going into Minx at the end of the turn.
And you don't want to move or?
Do I want to move? Yeah. I think she's kind of alright where she is. I think let's see what Edge's threat range is kind of crazy, isn't it? But yeah.
It's quite far, yeah.
Yeah. Let's maybe just come to max melee. Don't want to take a parting blow, that's for sure.
So Steve just now uses movement to move into cover. Basically just looking to give the angle for Vet Cat to come in.
Next turn.
Yeah, big green numbers next turn are coming, I think.
Yeah, but obviously with Watch the World Burn, then Steve's gone up to 5 momentum, which is nice swing. We'll be interested now to see what edge happens here with the edge. Because it goes on, but
how do you,
I
prevent the compound countercharge now?
Because you place and just run into compound, you probably look to charge Cat if you can, and then be engaged by compound. There we go.
Somehow fun to hit. So she can charge. She can't move in, right? Nope.
So basically, if obviously he's engaged, even if it's at the extent of 2 inches, the model can't counter charge with somebody engaging you.
Yes.
11 inches. And that's not over fire, right?
So actually, Steve here really needs to look to defensive and counter with Cat.
Which again kind of sucks up more momentum for the alchemist, I guess, at that point.
It does, but it's actually really relevant. So I know he's got the double dodge, which is kind of good. But he's in cover and engaged by another model, so he'd be attack 6 on a 4-1. And
I'm fairly sure Edge has a Blessing of the Moon Goddess on her as well.
She does. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's still not great.
You're gonna charge Vet Cat.
Yeah, Vet Cat makes sense.
Well,
yeah,
compound got resilience. Do you get the blessing off of a resilience model?
No, you don't, because the attack's completely ignored.
So you have to charge Red Cat.
Yeah. Well, you don't. You could charge the other model, but you just wouldn't get the benefit of it. So Steve looks like he's countering on only the 1 momentum spent.
Is he?
He's still thinking about it.
Why would you?
Yeah, Death Stance counter.
Yeah, so he is Death Stance counter, like I said. So basically, because it's only going to be 6 dice on a 4-1 now. Is it 4-1 or 3-1 rather than on a 2-1, which makes a massive difference. Yeah, so 3-1. Yeah, it makes a big difference. So whether he wraps or not.
For a 6 dice.
Indeed.
On a 3-1.
Which way did you come? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just checking the route. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Steve was just checking there to see if he's picked up the fire.
Oh, wow.
4 successes.
4 successes. Nice. That was a pointless Death Stance. Oh, it stops you wrapping, I guess.
That was a big roll.
Momentous double dodge.
Yeah, actually, soft wrap, so that's good Death Stance. So she could get a double, or 4-inch dodge. She could get a, no, obviously. So you could. So it's either 2 inches to.
So if the goal does go in here, I think Steve kicks the ball far left, unless Edge dodges that way.
Yeah, he can't get out of Catalyst with the 2-inch dodge the way he positioned.
He's got 4 inches of dodge though.
Yes, but he's not decided what he's taken. I think he's considering to take if he can, take the 2 damage momentous with the entangle. But no, he's decided to take the 4-inch dodge, I guess.
Yeah, that would make
Safe
sense.
play.
Looking for a tap in, yeah.
Yeah, she will just do a 4-inch dodge. Left. Momentum. She will do an entangle on.
Oh, he's forgotten the
Oh
foul
no,
loader.
he's got foul loader.
He missed.
the entangle.
Oh no!
And then she will kick the goal. So I'm
Well,
on.
she's 2 influence.
Oh, Steve coming in.
Oh, that's brutal.
You're
And he's
right.
got it on the
You're
board.
right.
The entangle, but
Yeah.
That's a big
No,
mistake.
totally fair.
This is a double downing on the Vet Minx. I would say RP error from earlier.
Was a bad play.
I thought you were just
so
going to ping off him. Sorry, I assumed you were.
Yeah. No. I mean, I was just going to ping off him, but then I was just an influence there, which I didn't. So I will just entangle him again, I guess.
Backcat, yep.
So Vetcat being entangled. At this point, though, it's
Got that at least.
it's only +1 momentum to the Hunters player, and it looks it's kind of bad, to be honest.
That's disastrous, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, so you've not only put Minx down 4 health, you've now got the ball on to onto Edge, whose cat will just go and murder.
This is a lot of templates.
So Steve really wants to go first here.
So had he not attacked the second time, he could have just shot the goal, right?
Yeah, Edge should have just shot. Like, it would have been a 3 dice tap in.
Yes, so just for people in chat asking.
Yeah.
He took another swing with the entangle onto that cat, right?
Yeah. So he hard cast it and missed the first time, and then when he realised had to cast it again, nothing else he could do.
Condition damage going out on Minx.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at game plan.
Terribly bad.
Game plans. Oh, they actually come up.
Yeah, so on this one, obviously, the Hunters player is +1, and I think it's quite important the Hunters player goes first, because otherwise they're just going to lose the ball, and Minx is going to in a world of pain. So I expect a really high card from them. Steve would like to go first, but he probably could get away with going second and still be in a fairly good position.
I think Steve will play for going second. Because he can't. He must assume that the Hunters player has a +7. He hasn't seen it.
Yes.
He can't prevent the +7. Going. He can't prevent Christoffer from going first with a +7. So let's see.
I mean, the danger is you just still want to play a competitive card, because if you just play a low card, your opponent might kind of double down and go, okay, he's never going to play a 7. I'm just going to play like a 4. And I get it.
Countercharge does cause you a problem, so there isn't accurate.
I mean, it's technically
not that one.
Technically
We had a chat with both players, and none of them is hogging the stream, so it's fine. We got that gentleman's agreement.
No, you
and I
don't.
presume all of them were sticking to it.
I hope that fast ground AoE moves at some point.
No, it's already
There
posted.
we go. Oh, voice of God! Dance me, Guild Ball players, dance! So it looks like Scarf we have. It looks like the people wanted the logo. When are we logoing?
Once we've seen the numbers, there's the +7, there's the +5. You didn't play for it yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's give everybody the first spoiler, right?
So someone gets +1.
And I guess the guys in the stream will. I'm going to send you the logo
I was
a
thinking,
second
should
before
I
I put it out there.
try to risk some other card, but
I had no idea. I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know whether to.
yeah.
I have no idea what to
So
put.
everybody,
Like, I was
because
like,
those
no, me
guys
neither.
don't see
Me
the
neither.
chat
Yeah.
or the stream.
Do we see it on to Cat here, I think?
Vet Cat's the obvious option, isn't he? I might possibly-
Steve saying, "Yep, obvious one is Vet Cat."
So everybody, I hope you're excited.
That's the
Ta-ta!
I have no idea what I'm going to
Wow.
It's not final art yet. It's obviously just the new logo put over the Brewers
do.
logo.
Yeah.
So you have 1.5 guesses of what this minor is going to be for. And the names, and this is still, subject of change, we're calling them the artists slash the Circus Guild. Circus Guild is the real, working title. So yeah. Whoop.
Yeah, very cool.
I hope you like it.
We've been having some really fun, like, obviously we're not going to tell you what any of the players are, but we've had, like, more so than any of the other ones we were talking about, we had ideas after ideas after ideas after ideas, and I think they're going to be going in a real interesting visual place. Plus we're going on the Vet Cat.
Yeah.
Also
I mean,
keep in
I
mind.
can-
Why not?
Go on.
If in doubt, put
No, no,
all
you're
the
gone.
attack on Vet Cat.
I was just going to say, Mercury's also a good choice simply from being able to hit the fireball from the playbook with a +1 attack and spamming quite a lot of damage really easily off the bear.
So.
But putting it on Cat here makes sense because he can then go into Minx and just
Yeah.
kill Minx.
Amazing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a, so the issue here is that Edge has got to go first and get momentum. So Edge, I'm suspecting he'll charge Cat because Cat's snared to then bounce off. And I wouldn't be surprised if Steve does nothing off the charge. He just ignores it and gives up the goal. And then looks to keep momentum for Cat to go in and kill Minx and get the double last activation.
Mm-hmm. So, giving one last bit of info to the Circus Guild, for 2 pieces. So, first of all, no Kid Blackheart, no dancing shark stuff. We've completely discarded all of that. They will be serious in their own right, and pretty much so. And secondly, they were actually our second line choice for the Brewers Minor, but during the design process, we came to the point where we said, fuck this, this isn't working for us, we want this other guild, and we went with the
Circus was just
Circus
so
Guild.
strong.
Yes.
Like it was just like the theme was right there, but it was a real collaborative kind of like creation process. Like we might be able to discuss it maybe more in the upcoming weeks, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what we get to put in there. It's a real kind of part circus, part kind of like different British and European like folkloric stuff going in there.
So
Yeah, they're going to be really excited.
To get the goal this turn,
Back to the game.
kicking herself and something. So she will just go. So she's.
Shall I put the logo up in Discord and Facebook as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And always put a image subject to change.
So you
Disclaimer
Of course.
is not
And
Captain
massive thanks
Master.
And I get
that does our art as well. Like they do a fantastic job.
Yeah, okay, Vet Cat is not doing anything.
So as expected, it looks like a charge from Edge and Vet Cat just ignoring
so
it.
she is tie.
6.
4 to 2. Oh, I should have. So now I need to hit both 2 but. Okay, if you fail this as well, is that? Okay, no, she made it. So she will do.
Oh, he only walked and he didn't charge. Okay.
Oh no, you're actually snared, so it's actually 1 more die. I will roll that extra die. It's okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah, fine.
So we got 3 successes in the
Then
end, down to 2
damage
for armor.
Snared, or 2 damage entangle rather.
2 damage.
I will do the entangle on compound.
That is, he's playing it right at the edge, isn't he?
That's super risky. I mean, that could have totally gone the wrong way.
Well, where is he getting the 2-inch dodge from?
Because Cat's snared.
And do a shot.
And Edge, obviously, when he hits a snare, model gets the dodge.
Oh, yeah, right.
3 dice on 3+.
Hooray.
Yes, she makes it. She will stay there.
So, interestingly here, there's no influence down onto Minx. So he scored the goal, he's keeping the momentum. I suspect here we'll see Cat just walk in and murder Edge, and then they'll save up Minx to the end. Obviously, with Minx having no influence, he feels that makes sense, kicking to the right. And ideally, he doesn't actually want the ball on a player here. because Matagi could maybe come and tackle it.
Seem terrible.
Steve just wants to kill it for now, and obviously he can get it back into play later on.
And we're up 4-0 for the Hunters.
Still a big mistake from last turn, having to roll over into this turn and use that edge activation rather than
One of
scoring
Matagi.
and then
Christoffer could go
trying to score
long
again
way
start of
if
the
he wants
turn.
to go.
Yeah.
Must feel really horrible, doesn't it? Because you basically threw away an activation with the model.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real chance for Steve to capitalise here and kind of take charge of the game. You'd expect. So I wouldn't be surprised if we find Compound come in to engage Edge and just have a swing early on. Just maybe keeping that countercharge bubble up for the Bear. So the Bear's 8.5 away, which means the Bear can't get into Mercury because of the fire aura. So when Scather puts an AoE down or uses the snowball, then it becomes an issue. So he knows he's got an activation for now to kind of set that up. And I think he probably wants to try and keep the Vet Cat to go into the Bear if he wants to later on. I mean, Steve might even drop an AoE on the Bear now and then go in with Mercury back to Edge just to kind of get the crowd out and keep him safe.
What is Steve doing?
Looks like he's kicking. I mean, I think he's trying to decide left or right. He's worried about Matagi. Yeah.
Which I understand.
Yeah. Like I said, as long as the ball's on the floor, it's safe there.
Go for this.
Okay.
So,
I should.
oh yes. Feel free to nudge it around a bit.
Yeah. So there, I think. Look at you.
So where does it go?
Okay. Scatter. Okay. So it's there. Yeah.
I think he's all right with that.
Matagi threads.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not the right thing to do. What have I done there? Just jumped off the 3 Matagi.
And ultimately with Matagi only has one, so could get the ball and tackle it if he picks it up. So
okay. So you have McMinx, and she's on 8 health. So let's go with Vet Cat.
Okay, he's doing the Vet Cat by the looks of it, yeah. On Edge, I think.
He will jog.
Oh no, he looks like he's going to get the extra activation. Okay.
Into clear snared.
Yeah, I'll clear snared. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my. That's why I didn't counter attack. So I want this
Yeah,
or something else. So
yeah,
I guess go base into there. So spend point of to clear snared.
Yeah.
Donk and buy an attack against Minx. So I am attack 11.
Casual attack 11 from Cat.
No.
Yeah, casual. Obviously, still on a 5-1 though, because he's taking some damage.
Attack 11 into a 4-1.
But of course, so much of that Cat's damage comes from the splash stuff.
Oh, that's a sad thing. Let's actually.
I forgot it was 5-1.
I think I rolled the wrong dice, didn't I?
Dom, your posted gobs just disappeared.
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a spelling error in it, so I sent it back to him. You can tell I do proofreading, can't you?
So 3.
It'll be back up there, I'm sure.
It is the knockdown if I want it, but it is also just the straight 3 damage.
Debating between the knockdown and the 3 damage here.
8. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to take the damage here.
Yeah, that's.
Or even 3-3-1. So.
Yeah, so 3 damage.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm going to bonus time the next one.
I would be surprised that there was not a counter attack coming in here, to be honest.
12 dice now.
Force a knockdown.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Choice words being said by Steve. I don't blame him.
Bonus timing.
Again, holy moly.
So Steve's just rolled 23 dice and rolled 1 5+.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I understood.
You've got to kind of say like those dice there.
Okay, over to you. It's gonna be one of those, is it?
Steve saying it's going to be one of those, and it's like it might just be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty horrific. I mean,
Flash.
realistically, you were expecting a takeout there, or rolling 12 dice. Averagely, you're expecting what 4 successes with armor goes down to 3, does the 3 damage, and then do that 3 times, you got the kill, and one of them can roll under, and you're okay.
Oh, I just refreshed the web page, which was not very smart by me.
So he's doing Minx now, which makes sense really, so he doesn't lose the activation.
No,
He's not going to move, I'd expect. He's going to drop the trap and be
Plus
annoying.
Minx.
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. Flask.
Yeah, looking to come in now, look to do Beaker Keeper, I wouldn't be surprised, onto Mercury.
Here. Put Beaker Keeper on Calculus, over to you.
Yeah, sorry, Calculus, yeah. So a good Scather activation. Yeah, this makes sense because he's looking to reposition Matagi to force the ball to be picked up. So this is actually a really good play, I think. Maybe he's even looking to go in himself.
It's an 11-inch.
Yeah, so he's looking at the pass and the fast ground go. So fast ground, then looking for a snowball pass dodge, which is the first position, then the charge. I'm assuming he's looking to charge Calculus. He can get the ball, but I'm not sure unless he's looking to kick the ball back into space for Matagi to pick up. And if he does this, then the bear's not really doing anything this turn. And I think Steve can kind of pull back on that, and the bear just sits there.
Yeah, then kill Minx, kill Scather, kill Edge, recoup some of the losses that you've already taken a little.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he must be a little disappointed that the cat activation was a bit of a bust.
Online dice, it seems like will do that. In my experience, anyway.
Yeah. This is quite a big play from Wedding here. Like I said, all I can see is him really getting the ball and kicking it to space, but then you're down to the scatter gods again, and he got lucky the first time. And Smoke hasn't been, and she can ignore, she can place out of that trap and not care, and potentially get the ball.
How many attacks would you need to get around for an Edge snapshot goal?
Off of Calculus.
Yes.
Also to Edge. Well, she couldn't. She'd have to go all the way back past Flask, so she'd have to go around the long way. So she might as well take the golf shot herself.
That's true.
And at the moment, she's like 10 inches, so she could legendary, I guess, and then she'd get a dodge off every attack. And ideally, if she hits the charge here with the legendary, you'd look for the AoE to get the snare down to 2 damage, to get the ball, and obviously making the rest of your attacks easier. So there is some potential there, but it seems super risky. Obviously, you've got to think about it's a snowball pass first, so then you're charging. So you've only got 2 influence left.
Dodge. So it would be.
How are we looking time-wise?
I was just about to ask that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So like my timings have been a little bit off because there's been like spoilers and what have you. But honestly, like they are probably within about 3 or 4 minutes of each other. Steve's on about 22, 23, whilst Chris is on about 16, give or take. Like I haven't been too accurate with my timings, but they're not miles off.
Okay.
Well, it's a them. And then that's 1. Cal.
This seems a bit, it's a big play to go in at this point. I know he's 4-0 up.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for it.
So I will activate Skada. She will. Fast.
There goes the fast ground. Makes sense to try and get it for Matagi as well.
Yeah, definitely hoping for a lucky scatterer here, I think.
I'm surprised he's not actually just putting it over the two of them, so he doesn't have to worry about the angle. That would be a slightly smarter placement.
So
He
it's
could
queued
just
for a
hit
minute,
both of them.
guys.
And now he's got to hope that he doesn't roll terrible for the pass.
She will put up the fast ground there. She will do a snowball pass to snow.
Snowball
so
pass to
full
snow,
action
just to get that
raise.
extra movement.
Yeah.
Gets it. She will dodge there, and then she will charge Calculus.
Charge onto Calculus. Defender stance on Calc.
Makes sense, trying to avoid it. So this point picks up poison as well.
Flask, which is gonna... Oh no, you're just outside. Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so out of the flask part and blow. So the snare is obviously counteracted by the defensive stance.
Okay, so
you get poisoned for coming within 2.
She gets poisoned.
goes
yes.
poison.
That actually. Nope. Not. So anyway, she has then.
If Scather stays anywhere around that, I really like Smoke just going
she's
ham on
like
the pair of them.
5 plus 1 friend,
That
so
feels
it's
pretty solid.
6 plus
Yeah,
4
like Smoke's not taking any
nice.
damage, so actually there is the potential for a kill here with the legendary.
Snared. Oh, fucking tokens.
Steve forgetting the snares due to the tokens, and
again,
it's his first game on War Table. You know, gets us all.
So it's I don't know.
So is it attack 10 on a 4-1? So we're expecting sort of 5-6 success.
Oh my god! Oh, swing back in the other direction.
Oh,
one after armor, so it's a dodge.
There we go. That's massive.
She will go.
This game is swung, just like one end to the other, stop.
So it looks like he's picking the ball up and then dodging. So there, okay.
The ball, and okay. So to get within.
I mean, of course, the winner, the winner of this match will determine more than just worlds. Essentially, if we get the right winner of this match, if we go on for another round, we have to wait a bit longer for the errata because we're going to want to finishes. So it may be in the community's interest for one particular winner to happen over the other, which I find incredibly amusing.
Right. Where did you place that at Twitch stream on Discord?
It's in there. It's in the general. It's in the general.
Is it in general, right? Cheers, mate.
Past the logo. I mean, in the end, Hat ended up doing it. Hat saved me.
No worries. Yeah, I'm just gonna get someone else.
Yeah, she will actually legendary.
Nice. Oh, the legendary kind of from Scather.
So it's
okay.
So I believe
I think he's
dead. Yeah. Oh no, it's extra dodges, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
try and get out.
4, so she can get double dodge anyway.
So yeah, so the legendary is only a single dodge.
Not gonna complain. So she will go out.
Now looking to pass the ball to Matagi.
Yes.
Yep. That's a clutch legendary there, I think.
Like it's kind of like it's yeah, like it's not the most exciting use, but if it's the difference between like your captain being killed and also not the ball.
It's really about getting the ball back into play.
I think so.
She'll get momentum, and she'll pass to Matagi. So it's 4 dice on force.
Yep, gets the pass.
Gets it.
Dodge Scather back,
perhaps. Dodge.
Yeah, I think so. That would make sense. The problem is that I think we're going to see Smoke come into Matagi in a sec. So Matagi's only got one, so Matagi does have a 8-inch kick and it's a 6 walk, isn't it? So it goes to 8, so 15-inch goal threat. So Matagi can score at this point from there. The problem is he's obviously got to get around the counter charge. And all Steve needs to do, to be honest, is put up Horrific Odor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and puts the kibosh on that. Really. Moving, Matagi forwards. Maybe he's just kind of getting him far enough forwards to move into Compound's melee range, perhaps.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, he does have the free attack as well, to try and do something. But yeah, let's see where he's going here. He's not actually on the fast ground there.
So Scather got the ball and passed it directly to Matagi? Did I?
Yeah, so he used a legendary, just off the one attack. So the charge obviously failed horrendously. Only got 2 successes out of 10 dice. Then the next attack on 3s, all 5 hit. He took the double dodge with the legendary's 3 inches of dodge, and then made a successful pass. So he looks like he's trying to consider where to dodge Matagi. Oh no, wrong button. He does need to obviously be on the fast ground though.
And OG.
So he didn't dodge in the end. Okay.
Hmm.
Hopefully
Mataga's goal threat is 14.
Players checking the target's goal threat
Yeah,
here at the
16
moment.
with the
16-inch with the fast ground.
So he's in.
So Steve just has to think of horrific odor, and he's good.
Can't jog through that fast ground. You can't get in.
That's true.
Okay.
And also the charge, obviously counter charge is pretty good there.
Oh well,
he
technically,
can't
I mean, he has a
get into
Yeah,
can't
edge
actually
touch,
engage
right?
compound.
You've only got
No,
one
he has
effort.
he has a free attack.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to sprint.
That's
But
true.
you won't if you use a free attack.
But yeah,
Yeah, so you can only jog, is what I'm saying. So
yeah.
yeah. So even if you get the free attack and you get some sort of dodge, what's he got? Oh, you get double dodge. That's the same, though, isn't it? It's a
Free.
sprint.
Yeah.
So Steve just worked out with the attack he could get the double dodge, so he could walk and double dodge to be effectively the same as his sprint.
So what are my options? 6 inches on my target.
So Steve's just considering where he might kind of end up. I mean, I think his best place still is just to move back and put horrific odor up and engage maybe edge at the extent of 2-inch in cover, block the way.
Not very far because of traps.
Traps getting in the way for everybody here. Well, mainly just the alchemists.
Okay.
I think traps are a very good and interactive play.
I have opinions.
To be fair, I actually like traps if they're like this, where you have to place them, and there's it's you're putting a player there that's near the trap. It's kind of controlling activations, and I think that's quite you can use it really cleverly, and both players can use it as well. Like there's ways around it. So fish can do seduce and lure. But yeah, I think obviously the issue with steel draw is they just hit without rolling, which is a big problem.
Looks like Steve is thinking about maybe smoke going in, thinking about, rather than just kind of making the kick harder, just throwing up, just getting a tackle off. Now looking at Mercury.
Oh, okay.
Fire aura maybe.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's as long as he's out of 7 of the bear, he's okay. And he's 7.2 there, so that's not too bad.
So now Matagi walks back.
Very, very clever.
Obstacles, yeah.
So now Matagi walks back, passes to the bear, and the bear goes rah.
Potentially, but I think you're right. You might try that. You might move him round, drop the Harrier somewhere there, and pass the bear.
You'd need an attack for the Harrier.
He's got a free attack on Matagi.
Oh
Range
yeah,
6.
never mind me. Yeah. See, guys, this is why we get specialists on the podcast.
Probably.
Because Dom would have said, yeah.
I've played against Steeljaw enough to know that bloody model has a free attack. I was there in the room when we gave him the free attack.
I mean, I wonder if Wedding will do that. It does mean committing the bear, and I think the bear doesn't score. But
not with that attitude, it won't.
Because if Minx isn't there, this is real easy.
Yeah, that was.
Steve just lamenting about the dice. From
Minx
Cat
is
doing
the most
nothing.
annoying model in the game, but usually not this annoying.
Yeah, that was particularly special.
So the reason Steve's lamenting
yeah,
is if Minx wasn't there, then he could just walk up and blind Matagi, and that would kind of ruin that goal run.
With compound?
Now he's thinking about the compound.
Best option, but
Saying it feels like the best option, we're inclined to agree.
Yeah. Maybe we should take away his smoke crown. He's taking too long thinking about this.
Well, both players are within about 10 minutes or so of each other, so they haven't kept too diligent of a look at my keeping, but
Well, that's fine.
both fairly brisk.
Do I give you the Mercury? Do I give you the attacks on Mercury and just go with compound to stop the goal?
I think
I
he's,
mean,
yeah, like I think he's worried about the. I think his option here is still compound because he's worried about the attack from the target into Mercury, but Mercury's not activated yet. So to be fair, he can kind of get out of the situation there. He can move back if a Harrier goes down or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah, I think like the important thing to do here is just to kind of like take that goal as off the table and basically consolidate the fact that you have 3 kills almost right in front of you there.
I think he's supposed to be engaging Edge, but he's at 2.1, but you know.
Well, if he engages Edge, I mean, there wouldn't be any counter charge, so maybe that's
there would be. So countercharge works. If you're engaging somebody, you can't countercharge them, but as long as they're not engaging, you can countercharge away from them because you're not engaged. So he could, he could position.
There.
Tells you how long it's been since I played with Tater, can't you?
Well, the interesting part is I haven't shown the Hunter's goal once in this game so far.
Yeah. So if compound comes to there, I don't think Matagi can get in. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a good question from I'm going to butcher your name, Q Vadmere. Mercury's aura are 2 inches.
Yes.
The bear is 8.5 inches from him.
Yes, so the bear can't get in.
But isn't he within 2 inches when he gets affected by the aura and thus in attack
range?
And also you then get counter.
Very true, very true.
So he
yes, he would. He would be. Yeah, technically he would be. Yeah, you'd lose 2 off your movement or whatever remaining movement you've got left, and he would be. Yes.
Yeah. So Mercury is much less safe than he maybe wants to be.
I wanted
True.
to play
but he.
Compound comes to there, puts up your.
Yeah.
His compound. Perfect code
Perfect
on it.
up. Yep. I'm just going to delete. There we go. It's gone. So yeah, the bear could go in. I mean, to be fair though, I don't think he really cares. The bear isn't going to kill Mercury in 2 attacks. And ultimately, then I think Smoke's going to come in. So we're now looking at Matagi.
Yep. 11, so 6-8. No.
Yeah, it should be out. Should be entirely covered.
Unless he gets some sort of 3-4 inches.
So 11.7 from Matagi to reach him. So obviously at this point, the 2-inch fire aura is more relevant because it's only a 1-inch melee model.
I guess I will have to do a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Bear going in.
So
3 attacks from the bear now.
Ooh.
It's not a walk though, is it?
It's a charge, but he's feral, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's 2 attacks. Bear's only got 2, so 2 the charge, 1 for the feral. So 2 attacks.
Charge Mercury, stop at 2.
Yeah, can't do anything. Go for it.
Because the thing. So it's 7-11 dice. On 4s. Oh, error. Sorry. On 4s. 11.
Oof.
I mean,
So
but
5 successes down to 4. That will be momentous 4 damage.
I think as long as he gets a momentous damage as well, which the bear has 1 or 2 of, that's the important thing.
Another attack. So that's 4. That is another momentous 4 damage.
Great, yeah.
That was much better.
That was a big roll.
6 HP
as well, and I'm done.
I mean, so we've really got Snow here to put out anatomical, which is an activation that's not going to do much. He's got Mercury, and I expect Mercury or Calculus to go next. He's trying to hold the smoke activation as long as possible. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fire AoE go down, clip the bear, and block line of sight. Yeah, or not block line of sight, but block that movement path.
Okay. Calculus going by the looks of it.
Buy an attack on to Minx.
Attacking Minx.
Yeah, well, +3 attack makes sense.
So attack of 8.
Yep. 5-1.
4-1. She's not taking any damage.
She took
she got 1 damage. Yeah, she took a trap, didn't she?
Yeah.
Nothing again.
Steve whiffing again.
That is horrible.
Great. Let's take
I mean, he's
that
going to blame it
trap
on
up
War
then.
Table, let's be honest.
Go on.
I mean, you've got to feel a bit bad for him. I mean, he's rolled a lot of dice and just not hit anything.
That makes cementing a position as one of the most frustrating models in the game.
Yeah.
This sucks.
That spoiler
Right,
is back on Gubs
well,
after
Beaker
the
Keeper.
spelling error was
Well,
corrected.
Oh, nice.
what will I do?
But what could it mean?
I use Beaker. I think I used that.
I think he's maybe considering. Let's see, what's the distance
So
here?
that trap's gone. I take another damage.
Yeah, it must be. He's going to put an AOE down here, which is where I think.
Great. I will.
And Wedding's cleverly placed Scather 3.1
for free
away from Scather, so that an AOE won't actually hit them.
Throw poison AOE down, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So Scather's poisoned.
Building up for a big smoke activation here. Well, given his die rolls, you would hope it's a big smoke. Big smoke.
I mean, the goal's off the table now anyway, right? So there is no goal threat because there's horrific odor up. So Steve really now needs to just play smart, play for the next turn. You know, he's 6 momentum down, 4-0 down. He really needs to think about where he wants to be and what Smoke wants to do.
Mm.
Yeah, if I'm going forward. Then.
Yeah, if you move forwards, you come into it.
I mean, if I was Wedding here, I'd look to pass the ball to Scather and then do a free attack onto somebody and get some more momentum.
Great, perfect. Over
to setting up for next turn. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe get some bleed out there as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there is some potential there. I mean, to be fair, if he could do that and maybe dodge round and then hit Mercury, looking to put the bleed out, so it'd be like Mercury down to 2 health. That's a good place for Cena. I'm surprised he's not going with Snow yet, but I'm guessing he doesn't want Smoke to get the ball off him.
Yeah. Although, like I said, I mean, it might just be because I play fighting teams, but I'm looking at those like couple of models that are right next to the ALCH team, like, oh, I'll just go into those.
It has been noticeable that on the highest level of play, there is a lot of non-willingness to do the easy commit.
It's because you normally give up the model you've committed, and it depends whether you're getting much back from it. So, you know, if you go in, yes, it's fine to trade a goal for a player because you're effectively up.
He'll go there.
But then you could be in a position where they don't kill the player that turn, they jail him, and then
so it's
they get
5
like blast activation and the points.
A friend.
So it really depends on the situation.
So
Hawkeye attack going into Mercury here.
I guess she's holding you down, Stina. And so it's 6 dice on 4.
Getting the +1. Oh
Yeah.
wow!
2 successes
Attack
and
from
1.
the crowd.
I'll take the 1 damage.
Yeah.
1 damage and bleed.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what we talked about. So he's in a bit of a bind here because obviously Mercury can go in and hit the bear, but the counter's relevant and would kill him. And if he does nothing, he goes down to 2. And if he just drops an AOE, it's really helpful, but he can't clear.
Drop my own fire AOE in my head and try and kill him.
He's musing about killing his own model.
Yeah.
Just hit Cena a bit.
I mean, you could hit both of them, to be fair.
I'll go with Mercury.
Going with Mercury here.
He'll jog into base with Cena.
Okay, I expect a counter here.
By attack, do you want to do anything?
Why not counter attack here?
Okay,
Yeah, I would. It looks like he's not.
That surprised me a bit.
Yeah, because he can heal this. Oh.
I'll take the next fire AoE, 2 damage and burning to both of them.
Yep. That's kind of important.
Does Mercury have an easy knockdown? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't know. But what he's going to do now is if he doesn't counter this, well, it doesn't matter now. He's then going to look to spam 2 damage onto the target, and then Smoke's going to come in and kill with a legendary.
I've heard rumours it's a good thing in Gilbo. And then I will buy another attack, 5 dice. 3-0. 4 successes. I'll take momentous 2 damage on Matagi.
There we go.
Be fine.
So Wedding's
Ooh.
forgotten the fact he could have
Possibly
dodged
one
back
to heal
towards
Mercury. Or just clear
towards Snow from these
Snow.
attacks.
People forget pack instincts, man. People
They
forget
do,
it.
and that would have been
Yeah.
relevant because he would have, off the first one, he would have been able to dodge out of line of sight, so he wouldn't be able to hit with that one.
Over to you.
So I just have.
Big
roll
So
misplay.
Steve's spending a momentum to heal, which makes sense. So he's effectively going to go down to 6 health.
I will.
The bear will kill him, but if he goes first at this point, it's not terrible. It's spending some momentum.
I will heal
That's the second big misplay by
Tagi.
Yeah.
Christoffer.
Mm.
So here comes Snow healing Matagi. That makes sense, but it does drop the influence down, so the momentum down. So now Smoke could perhaps get the Alchemist into the lead at this point. And Steve hasn't played his 7 either, whereas obviously Christopher has.
Yes.
Despite all those bad die rolls, he's done a real good job kind of keeping that smoke activation in his pocket, waiting for the best moments.
Yep. So obviously they're both on fire here. The bear is very easy to hit with 3 damage. So I mean, he could legendary and do like 12 damage to the bear. You know, he could also. Let's have a look what we've got here. What else?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he could definitely kill Minx here with a legendary and 1 hit from the character play.
Okay.
Exciting turn.
So you're on 4, I'm on 1.
I mean, to be fair, I think he might actually, he might need to actually make some melee attacks to get the momentum. I mean, he can get 2 from his Watch the World Burn.
So could commit smoke over to the other side.
So he's just working out where to commit now. I mean, I think he really, like, I'd be tempted to place and then charge Matagi because he has a low tackle. Matagi has to spend more momentum to defensive stance. It gets the ball back into Smoke potentially, and he can win the turn. You know, so I'd be looking for that smoke cloud a little bit lower down. And
would you also try and kill Minx beforehand as well?
No, I don't think so. Not if I'm going to. So smoke clouds 1, charges 2, looking for the momentous tackle. He has to defensive and he probably has to counter, which I'm feeling great because then it's, you know, he spent 2 momentum. I'm probably going to hit the tackle, but he might get it back. And I've then still got 3 momentum. So 1 to put everybody on poison, including the dog, and then maybe do something at that point, maybe get another attack to get the ball back. And then I'll get 3 momentum from Watch the World Burn, 1 from the tackle, 1 from maybe something else. So I'll actually win the turn by quite a lot, and I could then heal Mercury back up to a position where the bear might not kill him.
I guess kind of the other thing with Minx as well is like she's on 5. I think
she's going to go down to 2
at this point. Yeah. And like I think smoke pressuring the ball at this point isn't actually too bad because they've effectively swapped sides. If smoke then goes to like towards his goal, they've effectively swapped ends of the pitch. All of the really fast goal threats are over there now.
Exactly, and he can activate early with smoke in the turn, legendary, hopefully get a kill and run away with the ball and be like, okay, you've lost the player, I've got the ball, it's safe. All right, cool.
And I'll just slowly pick off all these squishy models that happen.
Yeah, you know, because at that point, with Minx being on 2 health, like it's a bad spot to be in. The legendary's gone from Scather, and she's not really a takeout player with it unless she's got crowd up. And the same for Edge. Edge is more of a goal threat, so he's only got the bear.
You don't want to have to take gambly rolls, but
I think he's looking at it. I mean,
his words were, "I'm not sure if I want to take gambly rolls."
Yeah.
Bit of unfortunate confirmation bias coming from earlier, but you know that'll get anybody, I guess.
Yeah.
Just as a technical side note, I'm going to move the Hunter players' momentum counter to here, and repeat for both players to here.
Yeah, I know that Christopher normally puts it by his goal so we can see what he's got.
Oh, how do I get rid of the ones we've got up?
So Steve, you know, wanting to see what cards he's got to know what to do for this turn to win the next turn.
See, what I always try and do when I'm playing online is I get mine out and I blue tack them to the wall.
So never mind.
Because I've got them. I've got them enough times online. It's not happening again.
First thing, do you want to do anything?
So I think Smoke's taking an attack into Minx at this point.
Hello.
Oh, looks like Chris may have dropped.
Chris is not
Yeah.
answering. We hear you, Steve. We're not getting an answer from Chris either.
Okay. Well, Christoph, can't hear you. Let me know what's going down.
Yeah, he's not talking in chat.
We're not getting anything here as well. Also
if anyone is able to replace my virtual dice, I'd be extremely grateful.
We're going to get a bag of new dice for you, virtual new dice.
That's appreciated. That's appreciated.
So you mean you'd be extremely grateful because
someone's come back. Hey, Christoph.
Hi. I was sorry.
No problem.
We're thinking, and then it was
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is go with Smoke, who's going to buy an attack onto Minx.
Smoke going into Minx here.
Anything?
No.
Okay, cool. So she is attack 8 because I have 3 friends needing
casual attack 8.
She has not yet taken damage.
Steve, so this isn't really that relevant. He was trying to bait. Oh, my God, look at those dice.
Okay.
It's happened again. Oh no.
Hang on, he just rolled 5 1s on 8 dice.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Holy moly.
4 successes.
2 damage.
Be a momentous double push.
Oh, okay, double push here. You want some momentum?
Wrecks the calculus of this though. So she will push Minx.
Not there, Steve, because it's a straight line.
Those two probably not. She'll push Minx to about there, I think is probably as far as I can go.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, let's just
generate some momentum, and I guess if you get the positioning right, you can maybe have that cat get both them and Skater at the same time, which will feel pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's what he's looking at to the positional play for it, but
oh, that's annoying. Right.
What happened?
He his first attack missed everything. Attack 8 on 4s and he rolled 5
I saw
1s.
that, but why is he groaning now?
So I think it's because he had to spend the influence and he wanted to be in a position to smoke cloud charge and then do something over there, the other side, whereas now he doesn't have the influence to do it.
4 influence left.
Because obviously smoke cloud's 1, charging's 2, leaving with 1.
Burning. Need to go first. Is the big thing. Okay. Let's just stay on this.
See, he really does need to get that ball, or else I don't see how Matagi doesn't just score.
Got the mom lead. You can generate momentum at range.
He could just stay this side and go first, and and get points over here, go first, and then go and get the ball next turn. There is that option.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go with Smoke. She will throw down a smoke bomb.
Yep.
And she will place herself.
So Steve, it's interesting why he's put the smoke bomb there. Like he could place it further away. It's very close. I don't know if it's just an issue with him using the table.
She spent 2 influence so far, right? So
Yeah.
So she'll throw down a smoke bomb. That's 1. She's on 3.
Yeah.
She will buy another attack into Minx.
Attacking Minx again.
2 left after this.
Yep.
2 info afterwards.
So roll some dice. Attack 8 into 4-1. 5 successes will be a momentous double push.
Interesting why he's taking the momentous pushes here.
Yeah, like you could have gone for damage and then just like
he could have
taken.
Yeah, maybe he wants her to be there to start the turn for Vet Cat to kind of get the kill at first activation.
Smoke will then, so that's momentous. She takes 3 momentum. She will then place herself into that smoke cloud. She will infuse Matagi.
Yep.
Going for an infuse on Matagi.
So 2 dice, needing a 5.
It's risky play.
She obviously
Yeah.
misses.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not a
And
given on a
she
5+.
will
No,
No, definitely
stay
not.
around there. Actually, she might as well come back now.
I don't know.
Provide a crowd out.
Like, he looks like he's just given up the goal at this point, and he's going to maybe try and get 2 models for
3
Vet
cards
Cat.
taking smoke. Okay.
Walks between the 2 for the crowd out, maybe.
So do I just bring her in for a crowd out?
There we go. Steve saying, do I just bring in for a crowd out?
Yeah, I think she'd just come and jog to be within 1 of those 2.
Is that enough?
Oh,
No. She'll be within 1 of those 2.
that's 1 point.
So watch the
Yeah.
World Bear will give him
Yeah.
2 influence, 2 momentum, sorry, and
Actually, she'll go down
and he'll
to
go to 5/4. He'd have
that
to play
doesn't
the
work.
7.
Actually, do I want within 1 of Scatha? I don't think I want within 1 of Scatha, so she just comes to me
Okay.
within 1 of Minx.
Going around, didn't want to be engaged by Scather, just
Yeah,
being by Minx.
Yeah.
That will. Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute. I want to make sure that.
I'll be back in 2 secs, guys.
No rush.
Off you go.
So, Scarif, we thinking about doing another spoiler?
We can do
Or-
that. Is there still somebody left in this in the chat who would like to give us a feedback
that's
on what
doable. Got enough
peeps
wiggle
would
room there, I
love
think.
to see in the spoiler?
You have a Ras
This is
card,
right.
which I can confirm is a
Yeah,
buff,
you've got the.
or it's the last bit of Lamplighter art.
Yes. So what would people like to see? If there's anyone left in
Yeah,
chat.
that's doable.
No problem. Yep.
Yeah, so in which case I will stand within 1 inch of Scatha.
Standing within 1 inch of Scather, just checking to see where Cat can get to next time. Looking for a nice big Vet Cat, big green numbers
Then
activation.
I gain 2 momentum.
So Errata
That's
and Lamplighters. It's two voices.
Ooh,
so you're up 5-4.
You guys need to find a third one to cast the deciding tie.
yeah.
Break the tie.
And we have some conditions.
Isn't like the speaker of the house not to. Oh, we got
Ooh,
Errata.
Errata.
2.
Okay.
Take 1 each.
So we can actually show off both
Right.
cards, shouldn't we? Oh, it's
We
again.
can.
Well, this is not a good situation.
Do you mean
Okay.
cards? Do you mean the one we were originally going to show, or are we not
Yes.
showing that one?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
put some text on that one to fix the
Cool.
thing.
Okay. Basically, guys, we
Yeah,
were going to show one card, and then Easton told us about
very nice.
a slightly busted interaction, so we had to change it at the last minute.
Yeah,
But you're gonna get 2
I
cards,
think I'm
apparently.
first in this situation.
Obviously. All right, so
Yeah.
let's comment
Steve's
on who's
going first.
Steve's
Don't
going
do
first.
much
Yes.
about your goal, and I don't think I do much about the Mercury kill, but I can do something about.
Says he
with
can't do much
Scatha
about the goal or the Mercury kill here.
Cool.
He dangerously goes up to
Wolves
10 then at that point, of course.
Yep. Okay, so let's throw in the first card, shouldn't we?
Maybe I can
Sure.
that
Okay.
fiery way it goes.
Let's go with the one we fixed.
Faster we goes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
This
here
is
goes
one
nothing.
which I don't think. Yeah, this is So one of the first completed cards of the community
And,
project. Well, other
Mercury
than
is
I
the-
guess fetching
Yeah,
Captain
he's if I
Dirge.
take 3.
Lucky's
so,
in there.
Yes. Look at the fantastic artwork again.
I'm back, guys.
Okay.
Can you
what did I
tell
miss?
what the change we had to make was?
Some influence on Mercury.
Steve's going first, by the way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
4-0 for the Hunters so far is the
shouldn't
score.
suit you.
Okay.
So yeah, we looked at Lucky, decided he should be more playable, haha,
yeah,
and not
because-
be a mere joke. So we made him a proper model, I guess.
Yeah.
And Steve
so-
instantly pointed out that we fucked it up.
Sorry.
That's fine.
We decided we were talking about Lucky Gates.
Yes. Have you shown the card?
I'm
Yeah, we're
currently
showing the
showing the
card,
card, yeah.
Yeah.
So just anyone think of using it with honor?
We changed it. It's now once per turn.
Excellent, excellent. So Lucky does look quite playable now. Quite interesting, especially with Brewers and Masons.
That was the idea. So yeah, thank you everybody for hanging around in chat. We're going to post this.
And take
Heroics are not
damage.
once per turn, but it
Oh, yeah,
never
yeah,
comes
that-
up
that's
because
actually
usually
six,
there are
yeah.
no models with multiple activations a turn.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to put this up in the Discord and on Gobs and everywhere right away. Dom,
right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, if I can get the most updated version of that card, and just to clarify,
I'll just
when the errata goes out, will the once per turn be
fixed?
You
it
know,
will be.
Yeah, cool.
I'm assuming, looking at the board state here, that Wedding played the everyone regained +2 health.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Steve went with a +7.
Makes sense, because otherwise, obviously, Mix would be on 2. So we're still expecting, I guess.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cat activation first. Oh no, actually, must be looking to do Mercury first at this point, or else Mercury dies. So yeah, I expect Mercury to go in. Or maybe Smoke to try and get over there and save Mercury. But yeah, you've got to think the Bear's going to do at least 6 damage.
Perhaps some of that bad luck will visit the hunters rather than just being on the alpha.
Yeah, maybe that'd be good. I mean, it is very frustrating when you have a string of things that go against you in that way. It kind of affects the way that you're planning to play, and obviously the decision making that goes into it in terms of future planning. So obviously Steve was planning to do something with Smoke, and then the first attack went wrong, so we had to rethink that kind of whole activation. And then that kind of leads into what's happening at the start of this turn for this activation. So who do you guys think Steve's going to go with first?
Mercury.
Mercury.
Good to go.
There's no horrific order.
No, I haven't done it.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I think Mercury must be the first player to get chosen.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Also, there is no horrific order in this round anyway, because there is no influence on compound.
He's gonna jog round to about there, staying engaging the bear.
Makes sense.
SR Walker beat me to posting the card on Discord.
Yeah.
2 on Matagi, 2 on the bear.
All right, so I think we're looking at he'll go base to base, looking for the attack on Matagi to get the ball and put it to space, and then he'll look to swing into the bear to just put an AoE out and maybe heal. And I expect he'd try and kick the ball far right into the corner of the pitch somewhere, or maybe actually into compound if he's where's he got? Yeah, he's gonna have a problem kicking it to any player, I think.
No, he can't.
I mean, the concern is if he does try and kick to space, obviously, with all those obstacles and players there, it's quite hard to find somewhere it's just going to sit.
So he comes to there. I think he does actually have to go into
Let's see if this is actually working out for him.
Sorry?
If this is actually working out as an activation for him.
So
yeah, it could be. I mean,
goodbye attack on Matagi. Do you want
to? He's gone base to base because Matagi's got a dodge on one. So
yes, the momentum should be at 1, shouldn't it?
Any
yeah.
Christoph?
No.
Cool. Okay. So your defense 5, 4 dice.
4 dice on 5s gets 1 hit.
Momentous tackle.
Yes.
There we go.
That was a given one.
Yep. I'm surprised there was no counter, but.
Me too, kind of.
Do something stupid with that.
So now he's going to kick to space, you see, because obviously with a counter it would have then made him have to spend another influence and.
Not many good spots. Really.
It's good play by Steve though to get the ball back in, away from that goal threat first turn.
Scather, but that's not good either.
And I'm guessing Wedding's maybe holding the counter because he wants to have the momentum to score.
Right, Lucky has been spread out to the 4 wins.
Nice.
I think I have to try the space kick. So where's the kick scatter? No, that's not one. Where's the old add widgets?
Widget and
kick
scatter.
So this is quite a risky kick from Steve. The difficulty he's got here is if it goes a little too high, it stops on the obstacle. If it goes too low, it hits the path goes over Matagi.
Yeah.
Twice.
He's a 4 base. Nice.
Yeah, he's 4 base kick.
Accurate.
Successes
Nice.
at least, right.
So he's really looking for a 4-2.
Scatter.
Oh, he probably take that. Probably take that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think this is like what we were saying earlier on about what I said at the end of that last turn about
Yeah, that
you know,
covers
smoke was to go that way
Okay,
towards
let's
even
re-roll it.
towards the goal. Oh no, they're re-rolling. Okay.
Yeah, it's because the ball path went over Matagi, so you didn't want Matagi to have it.
Right.
Mm.
So kind of the right end
That's pretty
destination,
good.
but
Not
not
hit
quite
the barrel,
right
I think.
spot.
Should be okay.
Hitting the barrel.
Let's
Yep.
see.
That's a good kick.
Well, that's
Nice.
unlucky.
Yeah, so it's not Matagi.
Steve saying that was very lucky,
Yeah.
but Liam, let's be frank, after those 30-something dice he
Okay.
rolled with
Yeah,
nothing,
that's just fair.
it's probably due for a bit of luck.
That's made that a bit trickier for you. I think you can still get it pretty easily and score, but it makes it a bit trickier. Mercury will then
Punch the bear.
4 health, mighty 4 health. I think he'll spend a point of momentum to heal himself.
Did someone counter? Because he's gone down to.
So he's up to.
Did he take damage from somewhere? Steve's getting confused between the health and the momentum.
Okay.
He was on 6.
He was on 6. Oh wow, mighty 10. Amazing.
Yeah, Steve was getting confused between the momentum on his model and his health.
Yeah. Buy another attack on Matagi.
Why is he hitting Matagi here?
Cool. Needing 4 dice. Needing 5s. 0 successes. Buy an attack on the bear.
Well done. He's fine now hitting the bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
So now he's considering a counter because the bear's relevant.
No, we have to push.
So Steve doesn't really care at this point though because he has already healed. So the counter isn't as scary as before, where if he was knocked down, he'd have to then stand up to continue his activation. To be honest, I wouldn't actually bother countering at this point. I'd keep the momentum if I was Christoffer, because Steve's attack's going to go off no matter what, and he's going to kill Mercury if he really wants to anyway with the bear. So it's just kind of.
Are you countering?
No.
Okay.
Chooses not to in the end.
2 successes. So Mantis Fire AoE.
Boom, nicely done.
Does dog have love creature?
Yeah.
It does have love creature. Let's not
Choosing not
hit.
hit.
Yeah. I'll just hit both of them with it.
Yeah.
So 2 damage both of those, and 1 momentum.
What's annoying with missing that infuse last turn, which you know is 50-50, if I hit that infuse, I can probably kill Matagi. I've obviously got the healing
Very
card,
sorry, but it was not a 50-50. With 2 dice on 5+, you're not having a 50% chance.
I think that's activation done.
I mean,
just a little math lawyering there.
Well, I mean, I'm going to interrupt you there, Scott. I think like the actual mass roll is 50-50. It either works or doesn't. Every die rolls 50-50.
Oh, I understand. Like, it only works 60% of the time, but if it works every time.
Yeah, that mass.
So we had someone in the chat asking for current scores. It's currently 4 to the Hunters, 0 on the Alchemists.
So then.
I did keep a clock going, but
1 attack.
they're both relatively out of time at this point.
It is actually a 55% chance to hit it, not 50-50. So it's pretty close.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
get 1.
11.
The more you know. That's why, Scaroff, we do law rather than, like... oh, wait.
So I think he's looking at a pass here, which is really interesting because it would be a 4 dice pass on a 6 to get into that position. In fact, it won't. It'll be a 3 dice pass on a 6 because it's engaged.
Shot attack.
So that's super risky.
2 4s.
Let's see if it pays out for him.
The shot is.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean it's -4 to the target number, but you can't go down dice, so it would be actually target number 7. But that won't affect the amount of dice. It's the fact he's engaged by smoke.
Oh, by the way, just for you, Steve, we just got pointed out that the rule book actually says heroic plays. Heroic plays cost 1 MP to use. Heroic plays may be used only once per turn.
Well, okay, you can take it off then.
So,
wait, it was all fine.
But it's so.
Why would you have? Okay, all right. Maybe they added it into the other version because it wasn't in there originally.
I think it's uber corner case, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally just the one situation.
So she will.
Oh, to be fair,
Fast
yeah, just the
round.
one. Okay, so the fast ground can't go on there.
Mhm.
But
And then
you might need to interrupt Scarf and tell them they can't put fast ground on a
dodge,
piece of
and
terrain.
then she will attack Smoke.
Yeah, I will. Give me a second.
Or 2x
Yeah,
range, so
yeah,
also Blessing.
yep.
Coming in here real quick as a game master, basically, you can't put the fast ground onto the bearer. Just
Oh yeah.
sorry for interrupting, but that's
No,
just
thank
game
you,
breaking
thank you.
state.
I mean, none of us play skater that much, so I will do a bit on Smoke.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Getting that updated lucky card onto the social as we speak.
Good, and thank you for pointing that out. I would have completely missed that between all the chats that are going on.
No, it does change where he places it though, because obviously he's now trying to decide if he wants to place it after the dodge or before, and it affects Smoke, one way or the other, depending on where it goes. So hopefully he realizes it's a 3 dice kick.
So she an attack there.
Oh, buying an attack. Okay.
No counter, I guess.
No.
Okay.
I will use the bonus time, so 5, 6, 7 dice on force.
7.
4 successes.
Why is she tack? I thought Smoke was tack 5. Not Smoke, sorry, Scatter was tack 5.
Scatter is tack 5, yeah, she is.
So why is he tack 7 then?
So.
Oh, because the crowd out because of Minx. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
2. And then I could run 11. So 2 plus 7 is 13. There. Him. Would that kick be over? Oh, it doesn't matter actually if it's over, right? Because you only give 1 minus anyway. Or is this, if you're both engaging and it's over a model, then it's still just 1 die.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So then it actually doesn't matter. So she will do that. So she will do momentous 2 damage on Smoke.
Right.
And you get no, I bonus time.
Dodge. I thought you said you had to dodge.
No, but I get the 2-inch dodge from the Blessing.
Oh, I thought you needed 3. Oh yeah, that's fine.
No, I measured with a 3-inch dodge, but now.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah.
But and that was easily in. Now I measured with just 2 inches of dodge.
No, that's fine. Cool.
Okay, so it looks like he must have put Blessing on himself.
Fine.
He's then done 2 damage and given him a double dodge.
With the ball, and then
sprint.
she'll take a shot. So it's 3 dice on freeze.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wonderful.
And then I have 1 momentum again, 1 momentum.
So we got a comment from Military Coup who said the AoE specified that it cannot be posted in base contact, which is true. Base contact with terrain, and he argues that terrain doesn't have a base. It is kind of true, but also I don't think it's being played that way.
Yeah, I'll just watch out.
Yeah, because obviously when you're playing on a pitch, normally the terrain is actually based in terms of what its AoE represents.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Steve going down 8-0 at the moment.
Yeah, let's put this over here somewhere.
And Steve can't place the ball there for the kick out either.
Oh yeah, you got that from us.
That's yeah.
Because you can't place it on the model.
Yeah, that's right. It has to be placed on the pitch.
Oh yeah. Where's that kick scout?
I'll tell him right away. Again, not wanting to be a nagging Nancy, you have to be spaced to place the ball.
Yeah, sure. That's annoying. Something like that, I guess. I'll put it over here.
So
I
just wanted to ask, what's your take on the current game state? Steve is obviously at 0 VPs, but at one point do we see the alchemists catching up?
Cool, go there.
So the kick. The kick out here looks all right. I think he's going to have to be concerned that he's going to lose Mercury. It's going to go down 10-0.
Yep.
However, he has got the
Let's
points
go
from
for
Cat,
something.
killing Minx. He has got Smoke still to activate. He can definitely score and go to 6, maybe get 10 points this turn.
It's got to be that Cat, I think.
So 8 points this turn, and maybe go first next turn because there isn't a huge amount of influence that's going to generate momentum from the Hunters player.
11.
Is the ball now on Catalyst?
It looks like
Catalyst,
it, yeah.
On Calculus. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think if it was me, I'd leave it on the ground. I'm not sure if he's picked it up. But I'd leave it there so that he doesn't get it from Matagi.
5, tack 11. 5 successes.
4 successes.
Okay.
4 successes. I think that just kills.
Yeah. It's going to be momentous.
I'd look for the kill if he can
Yeah.
get it.
Momentous 1 up to 2.
Oh, he's going to milk it rather than go for the straight out kill. I would have been looking to
kind of have to
go for the kill and then charge edge.
Go again. Attack 11. 4 successes. Momentous push. 1 damage.
Yeah.
So this is where he fails to roll a 5.
Again.
And
momentous
he
push,
gets
1
it.
damage. Take you out. So that is. I'd roll go again. 4 attacks. Take out. Witness me. So it should be on 7. I will spend.
Casual 7 Mom.
Yeah, so he really wants to try and end within 8 of Calc.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mercury to heal Mercury at this point, I think.
Yeah. Jog.
Oh, no.
Okay. Other direction.
There, maybe within an inch of the ball. He'll just take a jog to about there. Yeah.
We can just grab the ball with him.
Yeah, I'll just hang on to it. That seems like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll come to there. Okay.
Okay.
Not sure why he's brought him over there.
There, I think.
Makes sense.
I think his
There is
old
just not
Blood
like
Bowl
get
instincts
to the
kicked
bear,
in,
so
and he
he will
wants
get
to build a
taken away.
box, now march down the field to make a last activation goal.
I'll counter-attack with Mercury.
I think
so
he's just realised Mercury's going to die, and he just wants to move everyone away.
Down to 3.
Protect
I
the
will
ball.
take the 3 damage, I think, or to do the knockdown.
The knockdown's a safe play here.
Anyway, probably.
I mean, I'm surprised he's gone with the bear so early that he hasn't done Matagi to put out the Harrier to guarantee the kill.
Actually.
It's 3 attacks with the bear. I think it should be fine either way, right?
Yeah, but if he has to choose a knockdown, which is what he's got here, then he's now got 2 attacks on a 3-1.
3 damage. And 1 more 8 dice.
So unless he really spikes now.
And that's 4 damage.
Yeah. So leaves him on 3 boxes.
Oh wow.
She will maybe walk a bit.
So yeah, if he'd have taken the damage, he could have actually got the kill, but with the knockdown he won't.
Yep.
Matagi should get it now.
But outside the 6.
Is it? Oh yeah, you just outside 6. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. Yeah. It's not you starting the aura, it looked like. Okay, cool. So I'll go with compound then. He'll come round.
So yeah, Steve literally backing away now.
To that position there, over to you.
Giving up Mercury.
I don't think it's worth it.
Yes, the snow.
So they're kind of almost swapping sides here.
Yeah. It's one chance.
Put Beaker Keeper onto
Calculus. Yeah, BQ going out there.
Probably stay where he is. So you can place yourself against any. Is it within 1 inch or against anything?
Which one?
Edge.
she's in the fast ground or rough ground, so she can place at another place in the same terrain. And it's only fast ground or rough ground and forest.
It's only fun. Oh, so you can't place against any terrain. Oh, okay.
No. So
Oh,
not
okay.
only gold,
Isn't that
sadly.
So
Norman?
Steve making a mistake earlier on when he
Yeah,
thought
but
it
he
was
could
any
actually
terrain.
get the ball, be able to get the ball, I think.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
4, 5. So I'll then bring Flask to like there.
This is Nomad's legendary, isn't it?
Yes.
No, Nomad's place for terrain fast and rough ground.
I will just activate
Nomad doesn't have a
He will
legendary.
attack Mercury.
Nomad has a legendary.
So 5, 6 dice. 3. Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry,
Wow.
Nomad.
6 onto
What are you talking about,
5.
Nomad? Sorry, what?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
we-
I thought you
we
were talking
asked-
about Edge.
Yes, but Edge only has
Yeah,
rough
I
and
mean,
fast ground,
I'll
but
just
he
take
asked
them
for
as
any
Yeah,
terrain.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that is Nomad's
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit you again. 6 dice on freeze. And take you out.
Whom are we hitting? Oh, is it
It's
Matagi?
Mercury. Yeah, killing Mercury. Yeah.
Influence gone. He has his attack.
So we're up to 10-2.
Yeah.
I can't get
And
smoked
Scarfa
right
is
now.
in
That's
perfect position to
fire,
just throw 2 snowballs,
coals.
right?
Well, Scartha's Vin, so we've only got Edge left for the Hunters.
I mean, in the next
Steve-
2 rounds, running
Yeah,
away
he
from
cleared
the Alchemist.
fire.
Well, he can't score 2 snowballs in one turn.
No, you can't, but yeah, you know, you could drag out the game a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 and 6 of smoke. And then he'll do his free attack, so it's 5 down force. Good. Matagi. Yeah, it's 2 damage.
So, you've got to expect Steve to be going first. He really needs to kind of get a legendary and get some points on the board here, I think.
Calculus will go.
For Matagi.
Poison AoE on Matagi here.
Yeah, he's
And
also going to
finally-
be conscious of Minx coming back on next turn.
Yep.
Let's just see.
Finally back from the lucky mines. Someone points out that his momentous tackle's on the top column, so missed that one whilst we were proofing.
Edge is the one that's annoying.
Is that a problem?
Well, his first column is a momentous, non-momentous 1 on the bottom.
Yeah.
So you have your momentous results on the bottom normally. We'll catch it.
Rather go for Edge is given.
I always thought that the first damage result always has to be at the bottom, but might be me just.
This is the thing when you have people like
No, it's been 6 inches.
people doing it in the spare time.
Throw that. Isn't that the goal it's measuring up against? Yeah, that's
it's goal.
Yeah, so she could
Yeah,
go to like here and throw that down, or even back there. That's kind of good.
Yeah, she would need to clear the snare.
Yeah, the snare's going anyway, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably can't go quite there.
Oh yeah, Catalyst. Wait, yeah. So something like that, and then
Yeah.
So it turns out chatting in German with the
Yeah,
Austrian
she can get
community and
Yeah.
following the stream and the comments is really hard. Two languages.
Okay, let's go for that. So do that, drop to there, clear the snared, and throw the poison away down. Put it there. 2 dice needing 4.
Yep.
So Steve gets poison on Edge, that's quite good.
Poison. She is no longer snared, that's helpful. Over to you.
Okay, so matching on momentum here, which is quite important, but Smoke's got 6 influence and Edge has got 4. So he's looking to come around
It's okay if I remove the alley.
Yeah.
Come around, I think, and engage
Just a second.
compound here. It's just whether Steve wants to counter. I would suspect he would, to be honest.
So.
And then maybe he'll try and hard cast something.
There. And then 1. Snared. Attack. She does. She could probably get it. Snared.
I mean, he might be looking to run and then hard cast the snared into compound, then to actually hit
Dodge into
compound to get the
smoke,
dodge
and
off.
Snare them, and then again.
But it seems you're only going to be getting one momentum, and then you're going to have one more attack. I think you're just kind of giving up edge.
Okay.
I don't really see the usefulness of this action right now.
I mean,
No, like it feels like you're feeding a player to like the meat grinder.
Yeah.
There's his whole team there.
Whenever you're running into that catalyst who's surrounded by his friend, it kind of feels weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, and don't forget that obviously you've just taken 2 damage and you're poisoned as well. So, like a counter's annoying, or smoke even just your smoke just hitting you now at this point is going to get you really low at for the start of the turn.
It's just like we said at the start of the game, wasn't it? Like we said, Edge is an interesting pick at Alchemist
she will
because
start by throwing
she can just wilt.
Entangle on compound.
So he's throwing the entangle first.
Yeah, sure.
So 1 dice on a
So
3.
1 die 3.
Gets it.
Yeah.
Gets it. Takes the resilience.
So he really, the thing is, I think he's forgotten this. Like he can go in and hit, but unless he can get a double dodge.
I threw another entangle.
There gets the other entangle, so he gets the dodge off it.
3.
Oh, he missed.
I do a third entangle. 1, 3.
Gets the third.
Snared. I left.
So now I would suspect he might just walk in and go for the attack.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Steve probably won't counter here, simply because he's got a double dodge off the attack.
Yeah, it would be a waste of a perfectly fine momentum.
And if he goes base to
Snare with cat. I will.
as long as he doesn't go base to base.
You're going base to base.
Yeah, that'd be great, do it?
I mean, he still gets the the unorthodox
So she will walk
ruling,
around
so he
here
can walk
and
out.
she'll do
Go
attack.
1 influence, right?
One, yes. And she'll
Yeah,
do attack on compound.
Sounds like Steve's thinking about the counter.
Yeah, why not? Let's counter attack.
Why
Okay,
not?
So 4 dice on 2s.
I have no idea why Steve did that.
So she hits the entangle thing. Entangle 2 damage. So she'll do the entangle on catalyst.
2 damage on
And she'll do 2
compound,
damage
double
on
dodge.
compound, and then she gets a 3 double dodge.
Yeah.
So that was a
Why would
mistake
you
by
do that?
Steve.
Yeah.
That was a mistake by Steve.
That's it.
That's a good chunk of the team entangled now as well.
Well, you got 3 of them, hasn't he? So, oh, sorry, 2 of them. It's really what Smoke's going to do.
The momentum swing right now was huge because he was
And
up to
2
6
damage.
momentum and
2 damage.
Steve fell to 4. So,
Yeah, but Smoke's going to get.
has to be very
Yeah,
efficient.
Smoke's going to get at least 2. Probably
So
get
you're
3.
on 6, not 4.
I mean, if Smoke stands between Cena, Scather, and Edge, you're going to get 3 momentum straight from that. It's just, why do you want to be there? What's he doing?
Jumping screens.
What's his goal with Smoke now?
Position at all. 7, 8. No, it doesn't look like it. So it'll be a jog. And a smoke bomb. You're in cover. I'm not snared. Okay. I think I go with.
By the way, I'm on 10.
10 points. Yeah. Yeah, I should have just goal last turn. Actually, trying to defend the goal meant you just got to kill Mercury instead, which was bad.
Yeah, you have to delay the goal a turn. So
yeah, it does. Should have just gone for it. Okay. So where do I want to focus my efforts? I think is probably the question.
By the way, Dom. We always start at the same point. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was just going to say, I think this is a really big moment for Steve. Like, if he gets this wrong, the game's over. He has to really play the right move here.
Are you looking for takeout at this point? And if yes, who?
I think that his only way out of this point is to look to try and win the turn and kill players at the start of the next turn. So he's really got to go in and look to try and kill like 2 or 3 players at the start of next turn with a strong smoke legendary to be in a position to come back. At which point, as long as they can't score first activation, he should be fine. He can then like score the goal or actually win the take out for the rest of the turn. It's how he achieves that. I mean, Scatter's going to be on 12. Edge is going to be on 9. So with a legendary, you're looking at 9 and 6. So if he gets a couple of infuses on them this turn, and then start of the turn he can get another infuse, he'll get a kill. And I don't think the bear will kill Smoke if she's healed up, especially with the counter charge aura up.
So you can get to the ball.
And he might even be in a position to do it and then get Smoke out of there as well.
Except he probably gets counter charged.
But he's got to be so careful here because, well, he's got very little room for error. Very little room.
Yeah, that's not great. I could score a goal and just cross my fingers.
Yeah, scoring a goal is
So
like
I'll just
game
go to
over.
the bathroom really quick. You can think about your turn.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I mean, Matagi's in a pretty good position, but I don't think Matagi can score from there. Matagi's 8 from the ball, and then the ball's 13 from the goal. So there is the potential that Matagi could run, take a farsight shot onto whatever it is, a shot onto a snared cat to dodge into goal range, and then have a shot on goal to win the game. So he's got to be conscious of that. So I think Smoke, whatever Smoke does, needs to move the ball as well.
Yeah, there's a lot that he needs to do there. Let's hope he picks the right one.
So now my question, Dom, did you look you up on the
On
Gubs?
Gubs and Discord, I did indeed. I have also noted down that we need to swap the first column playbook results at some point, but we'll get around to that.
Okay, so Steve's still thinking, right, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Should we do another minor spoiler?
Yeah.
Because we got the minute.
Yeah. Oh, and from Discord, Alex Johnson from the firm has said he's a big fan of the HB being split into 5s, which that was your idea, Scarol. So nice job.
Being very dyslexic myself, counting zeros is hard. Having groups of 5s means it's a full group of 5s and 2, which is much easier.
I like it as well, actually. I think it's a really good change.
So this is the other card that we were spoiling.
The other card, I was thinking artwork.
Oh yes, let's do the artwork.
Just on the health thing.
Yeah.
Would it not make more sense to split them into 4s? Simply because in the game you heal 4 health when you spend momentum.
Now we are built in the psychology-wise, you working with 5s because you have 5 fingers. Your
most of us.
mind is just.
I'm Welsh, so I have 6. Like.
Okay, so
I have to bring up the card. Give me a second to do that. Yes.
This is one of the exciting ones. It's not the most exciting model in the errata, but it's one of them.
Wait, are we talking art now? I thought I
would. Art. You want to do art? Okay, yeah, sure. Sorry, I heard card. If we're doing art, I actually don't know which ones we've shown and which ones we haven't. We've shown some of them.
I'm gonna have to gamble a bit.
I think I know which one this is going to be. Is it my model? Is it?
What is your model?
Well, a bit of a peek behind the curtain when we did currently working on the rules for them. They were split up amongst various steering types. So I've got the big guy.
Yes, it's the big guy.
Woohoo! It's my boy. Okay.
Has Steve come out of the tank yet? He has not, right?
No. I think the thing is, I think he's getting desperate.
Oh, Smoke going to Matagi. Right, well, I guess do the art spoiler in a bit.
Yes.
No, I'm not within one. I'm within one of the ball. No, I'm not within one of the ball.
No.
So she's not going to charge Matagi. She's just going to jog up to Matagi.
Yeah. So she goes like
Yeah.
So he's picking the ball up and jogging into Matagi.
Yeah, just into
Taking
base.
Is
like
he looking at
5.9.
a takeout and a goal?
Gets into base.
Uh,
I might be one like point short. Yeah, it looks like it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we also measure
6 away. Yeah, so
yeah, we measure 6 as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to get slightly back to get the ball. So you get pretty much there, but just not quite into base.
Maybe, but I think he.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he could maybe and then look to go first and score.
5 dice.
I mean, that would give him the win, but
4 successes. Go smoke. I'll take a momentous double push.
Mhm.
Increase. So that is 1 influence spent. I'll put the target light. I don't want to put it that way. Yeah, maybe I'll put it that way.
I don't think Smoke's going to get the takeout here.
Yeah, I'll put the target somewhere like that.
Mhm.
By another
How
attack.
much health is he on?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, it's
10.
reaching.
3 successes.
And Steve's just
Oh,
taking
4
the pushes.
successes on her. Did I get 4 last turn? It's not a knockdown, it's just a nasty tackle. I'll take
Yeah,
another
yeah.
momentous double push.
Yep.
Looks like he's just trying to maybe
Bring
fish him
you this
towards
way.
Vet Cat.
Yeah, it
Makes
seems
Maybe.
risky.
Okay, so then I've got.
I mean, he could still score the goal at this
6.
point, and then he's maybe looking to see where the ball goes, and Vet Cat comes in after.
I mean, he's alone on this half of the pitch, and
He's on
you know, there's only Minx coming in,
10.
so might be worth a play.
I will buy.
Because Minx doesn't come back on too many wounds, if I remember correctly, either. So that's
that's true.
Yeah.
She's squishy when coming back, yeah.
2 successes meant to push.
Yeah, this is definite
Put you
Corsair
there.
Shepherd's level. Who would have thought we would have seen Smoke play like Corsair in this game? Amazing.
She comes back on 6
that's
hits,
3 attacks so far, correct?
it's not much.
Yeah, 3 attacks.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep you within 1, I think.
Mhm.
So Steve should be, I think, on 7 momentum at this point. He's got three momentous pushes. He was on 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it was on 5 or 4? It was on 5, dropped to 4, so he should be on 7, yeah, because he spent 1 for the counter, which he shouldn't have done.
Got the ball. Okay.
So 1 more momentum.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah. So with 3 influence here, I will buy 1 more attack on Matagi.
One last swing coming on Matagi here.
Yeah.
1 damage.
Yep.
I will then place myself in the fast ground.
Uh-huh.
It's an ongoing effect AoE.
Okay.
Before I do that, I'll poison you, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, it is an AoE. It says AoE, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nature's Chill.
She'll finish there with the ball.
It must be ongoing, because otherwise it will be removed at the end of the player's activation, wouldn't it?
Catalyst.
I guess the only difference is, like, I'm reading both Scather and Smoke now. Like, they only mention of ongoing.
3s.
I don't think it is an ongoing effect AoE, because I got Mercury next door to it as well. And, like, Nature's Chill says AoE, but then all the Alchemisty ones that have, like, fire or something are ongoing effect ones. So I'm unsure about
What's the ruling for, what does it say for ability?
My cards in this.
Cloud Jumper. Once per turn, during the small's activation,
we can
may choose an
discard these
ongoing
cards,
effect
so,
AoE within
you can
4
discard those and have a
and be placed anywhere within the chosen AoE. So there seems to be a difference between ongoing effect AoE and Nature's Chill, which is just an AoE that is always there.
It could be the same as Theron's Forest, wouldn't it? Both of those would effectively be the same thing. I know you definitely can't. You can't do it to the rough ground that's generated by Casket, etc.
So Catalyst will make a
I think it's not working that way.
dodge with the ball.
No, I don't think so either.
Should we point that out?
There.
Yeah, I think it's quite a big thing what's going on.
Damn it.
Cool.
Catalyst will make a 4-inch dodge with the
Yeah.
ball.
Sterile.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a breath and I will go in and tell them.
I will do that. He's got
Gentlemen,
ball. Yeah.
I don't really want to interrupt you, but we had a conversation about this. And whilst Katha's AoE is it's not ongoing, it is building terrain. You can't cloud jump to that.
Oh, let's see.
It doesn't say effect AoE. It's not ongoing. It's a different
Okay.
wording on that.
Position AoE within range. What smoke say? Ongoing effect. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm
Do
really
you just want to
sorry.
do one less? Just do one less stack on Matagi. Get one less momentum, or you can,
yeah.
or if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
The last attack he did
I
was
think
Okay.
one
it's the
damage.
easiest way to solve it, if that's
fine.
okay with you.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so that's gone, and then smoke gains
I
one
always feel dirty
momentum
when
from
having to do
Yeah.
something like this.
Matagi.
Yeah.
Which
I guess it's just something that doesn't really come up too often, you know. So
So I think Steve's did he bonus time any of the passes or do
Cool.
anything there? No,
Okay.
I think he's
cards, I guess.
done himself out of one momentum.
Condition damage. Smoke takes 3.
2.
That is something, Dom,
Two.
please take a note. This is something we have to clarify and put down a
Solid.
very precise ruling on this ASAP.
oh, for the AoE thing.
Yes.
Cool. I will put it. That's my third note of the day. I'm very busy. I'm rushed off my feet.
You're on fire.
I spend 1. I use cockcrows. I'm no longer on fire. Take that.
You're out of range to your next chicken.
Okay.
See that
So,
I didn't
right,
say
so-
you're out of range for the next cock.
And yeah,
Thank
then
God
it's
for that.
cards, isn't it?
So has everyone applied all the condition damage?
Yes.
I think
Should-
so,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, I'll play that.
So let's see.
Play
What do you guys think? Steve's
Reveal,
going to play a high card?
bonk.
Yeah.
He needs to go first. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going. I choose to go first. I will go first.
Cool Head's a smart
Why
play
couldn't you just smoke
though.
then? I
In
mean, I've
terms of
already played
this.
7.
It is.
Oh, did you play? This is the trouble. I
Yeah.
can't see the cards, so I didn't know you played one.
Aha.
'Cause I
Oh.
can't see the cards anywhere. They're not kept.
Ah.
Like, I knew you played a 7 at a healer, but it's done now, so it's fine. Like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a Oh well. Right, fine.
Steve's made another mistake, I guess.
Hang on, what's the
Yeah,
card?
it's obviously again familiarity, not with this with War
Yeah,
Table,
it's the same.
saying you couldn't see the colours he's played previously to know that his opponent played a 7, in which case he would have healed smoke, so she wouldn't have taken the bleed, and he would have still gone first.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yes.
Everybody's up for that. So here's the last model for the Lamplighter's Guild. He's our very friendly neighborhood support guy, the one with the broken nose. He's a little bit odd. Let's put it like this. I'm going to put this out for you as well because you can't see that, Steve, right now.
Can we give his name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So
Yeah,
this is
over to you.
Beacon. It's quite fortuitous that we've ended up with this one being on the stream that I'm on because he's the one I've done the most work on, I guess.
There.
He
Outside 4.
is essentially
Okay,
he
cool.
can do football like most of the Lamplighters can, but he's the most fighty out of the lot of them. He's a really good boy. He's really pleasant and he's really nice. He's also my favorite design. I love the shoulders and I love the sunken head. He's essentially the team's big boy model.
He is. Steve?
Is he designed to go on is he like a 40, 50 mil base? You know, do you know
40
that
at
yet?
the moment. 40 at the moment, but who knows?
Yeah, he looks pretty cool. I haven't seen the rest of the Lamplighters, to be honest, or the artwork. So is that kind of a theme for amongst them, or is that just for him?
The rest of them are all on 30s, I think. He's the only big guy. The rest are all on 30s at the moment.
Yes. He might go on a 40.
Okay.
Looks very cool. Looks very cool. Does he come with a ladder?
If we find a way to crowdfund
Something.
models, he comes with a ladder. Yes. Also,
I would imagine the intent is to be as close to the art as possible. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Also, there's a little bit of lore background there. poor lad has gotten into a fist fight with Pint Pot, and this is why he got this broken face.
Ah.
So
Pine Pot's pretty nasty, especially with taunt and stuff now. He's very useful.
Pine Pot's a legit model, like a legit model. Send me Beacon's art, and I'll throw him up on the socials.
Sure.
So
all right, so this is some interesting play here. I think he's looking to use Minx to threaten the ball if it gets dropped onto smoke, which makes sense. Obviously, you've got to expect an early activation from Cat here to kill Matagi. And also, Mercury's only on 7 health, which isn't super great for, Minx could actually go in there and do a fair bit. Steve's in a rough spot.
Good.
Okay. Guess I'll go with Vetcap, who will buy an attack into Matagi.
Mhm.
Attack 8, needing 5s.
Steve hoping not to whiff now, needs to get the kill.
3 successes, momentous 3.
Yep.
Go again. 8 dice. 2 successes, momentous 2.
Yep.
Down to the wire here. 2 health left.
Bonus time that one.
Attack 9, he only needs 1 hit, so I probably wouldn't.
4 successes, momentous takeout.
Yep.
So it takes him to 6 momentum or 7.
6 momentum for that. I will clear snared on myself for 1. I will clear snared on compound for 2.
Smart clearing on compound, because compound's the next model that's going to get targeted here, and potentially could lose the game if he dies. So he's got to make sure he gets compound away.
5.
Moving him to safety, that makes sense.
I'll unsnap the ball.
So Steve trying to just kill the ball here, I think, with space and distance.
Really not a lot I can do here.
He still got.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh well. That's another takeout.
Is Minx what?
Okay.
Is Minx able to take that smoke?
Not realistically. Normally you'd expect 8 damage from Minx. Like her 3's not reliably hittable. You might go for it because it'd win in the game, or it'd put Smoke in a really difficult position. But I feel that if he put Minx there, I don't know, it wouldn't be terrible. Minx would heal to 10 and then put a trap down and be annoying. And obviously you've got Mercury that's low. It's not bad. I think it's not. To be fair, it's actually quite a good activation, because for me now, I would be looking to use Scather to maneuver the bear to come in and actually kill someone, or get gang ups on compound, and look for that attack sort of 9-10 bear killing him, especially when you've got the snared on him from edge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Steve's got to be careful of. He's at such a tipping point that if he gives anything up, like, he can't sacrifice a model here.
Yeah, the ability to trade is effectively gone off the table because, well, his opponent's on 10.
Yep. So I think we're going to see some. Yeah, looking for some spam from snared here.
So, stupid idea. Walk into Flask, kill it, win with a snowball.
You could definitely do that. I think he's forgotten the snowball goals. I mean, he's only got 3 on Scatter though, so I'm guessing that's a snowball and a blessing. But
turns out sometimes the meme option is actually the right option.
Nothing would stop
in this
you
it
from
would.
that, right? I mean, the Edge would kill the robot.
Then I go with Skater.
Edge isn't like to kill the robot though, because it's only attack 4 and you need 3 successes.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
And then you're only doing 2 damage each hit, so the robot stays alive on 1.
She will.
So Scatter go in here.
Cena. So
there goes Cena.
No. So that is 4 dice on 4s.
Yep. Gets the pass.
I will dodge.
You can't dodge there. Oh, you can't dodge there, yeah.
Yeah,
walk over
yeah.
the crate.
Yeah, that's fine. This is actually really worrying.
There.
So he needs
she will
now.
use Cool Head to heal Edge.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
And then she will walk up to.
That's really smart. So now he can use the
Not
attack
really.
to push the bear away, but you have to take a parting blow from
Yeah, basically
Scather.
Compound, I will do an attack.
And that would get rid of resilience, which means.
Any reactions?
Okay, so 1 dice for the attack to get resilience. So
Just as one.
He-
This is a 0 in for.
Yeah, she goes 0 after. Yeah, no, fine. All yours.
Yeah. So she's 5 plus 1 friend, so 6 on freeze. Yeah, clears resilience.
Clears resilience, okay. Okay. Well,
So Steve needs to have another big activation here now. He needs to
I guess I go
do something.
Compound. I don't like any of these positions particularly. So I don't have resilience. So I guess I've got to try and spend the influence by an attack on Cena. Do you want to do anything?
Let's see.
The correct response here should be no.
I guess.
Because if he, because he could get the knockdown or push.
What do I have? I just have one still, right? Yeah.
I've fallen a little bit behind because I've been deep in the spoiler mines. Where are we currently at? Some give me
So
some give me an update.
Scather dropped the fast ground and then did a snowball into the bear to dodge him to engage compound and walked into compound and had 1 attack and broke resilience.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's very good. Also used Cool Head to heal Edge, so very smart.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Bonus time.
Steve's going to try and get rid of the bear, but he's in a really tough spot. He's going to have to, I think,
threes.
he needs to get the push.
3 successes. Ooh. Could take a knockdown. Is that better?
No.
No, sorry. Double push.
Double push.
That's probably got some pushing. So I was getting confused with
The double push is good, but he now needs to be conscious that if he walks away, he could get knocked down from Scather.
There.
And he ideally wants to hit the fast ground and dodge back into it, like walk into safety.
Okay. Yeah, you had to place some
coming in here.
Yeah, I'd be tempted at this point to bonus time if I was winning to hope for the knockdown.
Scather's a knockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Huh.
Yeah, knockdown nobody ever has taken.
Yeah.
I know, sometimes knockdown.
fucking
Sometimes it
go.
just happens, you know?
So
And that's what I see that knockdown as.
What is it? 7 dice.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 dice
So
looking
7
good.
dice on freeze.
Yeah.
5
4
on
successes.
4. Yeah, knockdown.
There we go.
I'm just going to clear that knockdown.
Steve's in a world of trouble now because Edge is going to come in and snare him with a bear and just kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
So I don't know if he's seen it or not. Like, I'm not sure what he's doing here. Why he's not going in and just putting 2 damage and snared on compound and the bear comes in for the kill. It seems.
I had to gamble on the knockdown to be able to just stand on the other side of that terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just exactly.
Maybe Christoffer's
It's
getting kind of sidetracked by the ball, thinking that's the way to win.
So let's see here.
Yeah, like you have kills right there, but I mean, I don't know what it's like for football because I don't tend to play much football, but I certainly find that I sometimes get a bit
then
set on one track when I'm kind of playing kills. Like sometimes I'll ignore the ball for the sake of another kill, even though the ball is often the correct thing to do.
That is 7 points.
So I don't know if that also happens with football, but it certainly happens with
So
kills.
if I hit entangle first on the robot, then I I need to run for 1 and shoot for 1, and I need to do an attack for 1.
So, Scarif, remind me, if Steve loses this one here, does that mean we're on the last round for this?
We'll cast another game within 48 hours or something. No, we'll cast another game once there is the next round rolled. So yeah.
Sure.
I mean, otherwise
I don't know if some players already said they would want to play round 5. Others said they would probably just not be interested. Depends on if we only
two
get the
dice
final
on
table, or if we
three.
actually get a
Human
full
6 will
round.
start. No, but she's
I
from 6
wouldn't
places.
ask any player to
So I could
play
do it
another
before
round
I
if they're
run to
not
the
interested.
ball, and
So I
then
wouldn't be
otherwise
mad.
I could just go and hit compound, I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, I'm mainly asking for the errata because, of course, that was entirely dependent on if we have a
Then I
fifth
just
round or not.
won.
So
That is true. Yes.
So Christoffer really trying to work out if he can get the goal here, I think. So he's looking at the entangle, sprint, take the pie and blow
The other thing she can do
from
compound,
Flask,
which
then get the
would
hit
be,
and a double dodge off the hit.
let's say you're
because it's
right
now entangled.
outside one, is it right? I don't remember
So,
from this.
And then he'd have a shot with
outside
no
one
bonus
scaffold,
time.
yeah. So
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
get bonus time with the
just
hit.
he should be like there, basically just outside.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
scaffold.
yeah.
He's very good
so
to
we've hinted at it
Exactly,
several times
exactly.
already. I don't know
So,
if someone's left in chat. I hope
but I
so.
mean,
But we're actually looking
she
at
plays in. She will just
kickstarting the creation of the Lamplighters. It's another minor spoiler. There's no link for you yet because we're still working on getting everything sorted and making sure that all the legalities are correct and so on and so forth. But we might be able to try to get STLs for everything done. What do you guys think, Dom, Steve, about this idea?
Oh, I think it's exciting. I mean, like
Yeah.
anything that means this game can continue continue on, particularly for things like, I mean, in my mind, the 4 minor guilds were like essential things that needed to happen. So I'm really excited. And like I said, me and Scarroll have been kind of cooking things up in the background.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for it as well. I think there's a couple of interesting things here. So depending on where, I don't know if Christoffer realizes this, but he'd have to take a part in blow. And secondly, depending on where he finishes up, he may have to take a counter charge as well. Because Compound's no longer engaged because Compound obviously took a part in blow and therefore stood up outside of 1 inch of Scather. So he could like really screw this up.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what actually transpires here.
It's
so before this happens,
so she will play.
So pine blown. Oh, so she's taken a place. Okay.
She will do entangle on Flask.
Yeah, sure.
Bonus time.
So bonus time. Wow, so bonus time in the entangle. Gets it.
Yeah.
And it works. He needs it.
He does need it for the dodge.
3 left. No, actually. But no. This is 6.
Now he's remembered the counter charge.
And she's like that.
What do you do now?
Bazinga.
So he can still do it. He just has to. I think he can still do it. He'd have to be outside of finish outside of the 6 and dodge into goal range. But it's
going to be interesting.
I still think his best option is the kill on Compound.
Just because somebody asked, we're looking at around 30 euros or your respective currency for the pledge that gets to the STLs, and you're basically pledging the pre-buy or the obtaining of the STLs.
Outside
because basically we want this to be a community effort, so everybody who pledges gets some.
Where's she finishing?
So it gets the STLs right away.
She's finishing outside
we'll
6
make
of him.
open domain after like half a year or
That's
so.
6.
So everybody can then later on print them for himself or herself. That's the idea, at least, right at the moment.
So now,
I think it sounds really good just to get new kind of stuff into the game. It kind of changes the whole meta up again.
Within Flask,
yes.
Oh, so you're taking a party blow Flask and then coming back into melee Flask.
Something like 100 guys pitching in the base amount. There will be some higher tiers that give extra bonuses. But that's the idea, to get 100 people chime in, and I hope that's realistic.
So she has used 2 influence, and she has the ball. She don't have any momentum.
So if he misses this attack, he's in a really bad spot.
4 dice on 2s.
Oh, he gets 1 success.
1 hit, so man does triple dodge.
The bad luck coming over to the hunters. Or
no, he needed 2s. Yeah. Like if you rolled 2 1s there, if you rolled 2 1s there, like he that was it.
So
still have to.
And she used that momentum to take a shot.
Yeah, so here's the shot on goal.
So 3 dice on 4s.
Well played,
There it
He
Chris.
is.
gets it.
There we go.
Well played,
Thank you.
Chris.
Good
GG.
game.
Yeah, good luck in the final.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
And we
Yeah,
even
And,
got
right.
around
yeah.
giving
Yeah.
another spoiler,
Now we only
right?
have seen one of these matches.
Yeah,
Be
you
the
know
same
what's
match.
going on. Cool. I've got to shoot because I've got to do dinner and stuff like that. So that's actually quite good.
All right. All right.
Thank you for the game. Let's chat
Thank
about
you.
it in the future. Yeah,
So
well
that's the
played.
final
Yeah,
state.
for sure. Yeah, you too. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Hunters take it with Scartha as captain, no less.
Yeah.
Final thoughts before we get out of here?
I feel like Steve was totally a victim of his die rolls there. Like some of those were ridiculously unfortunate, particularly because I feel like Chris's like kickoff choice it worked, but it was weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was obviously the fact he made the mistake in the goal run on turn 1, and it seemed that Steve couldn't really capitalise on it. I don't think he made a huge amount of bad choices. I just think, like, he never used Smoke's Legendary. He never got to really apply that condition pressure. I think obviously not knowing the cards that he had played was a factor for the cards he was choosing and what his momentum spend was, and that was obviously. He would have played a different card had he known that he played momentum in the last turn, certainly. I think Christoffer played well at the end, and I know he went for the goal, but that was a risky play there. Again, he rolled 4 dice, 2 ones, and he couldn't have scored. Whereas he definitely could have played the takeout into compound, much more secure win. And as you said, he had the snowball he could have got over 2 turns. So Steve was in definitely an uphill struggle, but it'll be an interesting final. It'll be another Alchemists into Hunters.
Yes.
And Johnny plays a very different style to Steve as well. He definitely plays from what I've seen, a more gun line, a more aggressive football scoring team as well. So I've seen him play both. So that'll be a really, really interesting game.
Yep. Any more comments from the chat? Is anyone still left who has a question for anything? Like the game, the spoilers we got out, Mr. Easton, who was a fantastic casting partner. So if you like, you'd be more than welcome to come with us for the definitive final game of this.
Thank you. Yes, I'd love to. I've obviously got one more game to play myself. Hopefully that'll push me up into 3rd or 2nd. We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to. It's always really interesting to watch other people play and to kind of try and work out what they're doing and what I do differently and stuff.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like it was. Although it's like when I did WTC, like getting to play it would have been great, but like also just getting to sit around like criticizing other people's choices would be far easier than actually playing.
That's true. Anyhow,
It's when I play it, and other people cast it, I actually watch it back and watch what their take on the game is, because it's really interesting to see if I've missed something or the decisions I've made, what they've thought about. So I find it a really useful learning tool as well to see how different people analyze the game. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Anyhow, I would have to shut this down now. I will hand this over to our inspiring heads to make this a YouTube video. So hi YouTube, and have a good night, and thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.